Youth Hockey Hub presents Friday Night Ice, brought to you by Tradition Companies. Top teams facing off in big games under the lights. Friday Night Ice, the state of hockey's newest tradition.
Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas and welcome to the Little Ralph in Thief River Falls, home of DigiKey, Arctic Cat, and for the next 2.5 hours, the greatest show in hockey, Friday Night Ice. I am Youth Hockey Hub's Peter Odney, along here with my co-host, Tony Scott. Tony, it doesn't get any better than this.
No, it doesn't. I mean, we worked on this game for almost a year to get it in place, and we're finally here. Two of the best teams in the state's history. Obviously, two of the best teams in 8A. They play each other in the section final, what seems like every year. We're going to get a little preview of it tonight.
We are going to get a preview of it tonight, and we're going to get a preview of some incredibly talented players. It seems like there's just standouts up and down the lineup. Only one NCAA Division I commit so far, but there should be more coming down the line.
Several more coming, especially in the sophomore and junior classes here from Warroad and Eastside Hockey. So many fun players to watch.
It should be. The JV game has just concluded. Did you see anything in the JV game that might have given you a hint how tonight's varsity match might go?
It'll be tight checking and very close, just like we'll see tonight in the varsity.
Tight checking, very close. Couldn't have said it better myself. But before we get into the game, you and I did a little bit of background work on these two programs going into tonight, and you put together a beautiful piece about Warroad. It sounds so sad to say former Warroad coach, but Warroad coach Michael Tweet. Tell me a little bit about that.
So Michael was a good friend of mine that I've gotten to know just from being in the rink. You know, big smile. You'll see that in the story. Warm heart, caring. Hockey is his true love, and obviously his family too. But what a fun story. What a fun thing to learn about, but in a very sad way. We lost him way too early. Fell asleep and didn't wake up. I mean, doesn't get any sadder than that. Heartwarming interview we'll have between periods with his wife Darnell, who got the Tweet jersey, and his wife, his mom Cindy. I got to give them jerseys just a minute ago. It was a very warm moment to watch all the ladies from Warroad getting the Facebook picture with the Tweets.
Oh my goodness.
The Tweet jerseys. They were knocking it out. They loved it. They loved the jerseys. I think the boys loved the jerseys too. We were down on arena ice level. The East Side kids got their jerseys, and the Warroad kids got their jerseys. They're pretty excited.
Oh, Mr. Tweet, certainly missed by all who knew him, and the team carries his spirit onto the ice tonight. But before we get to that, here's a little bit more about Michael Tweet.
On the evening of July 21st, we learned of the tragic news of Michael Tweet's passing earlier that day. It was sudden and very heartbreaking, almost unbelievable. It was easy to see that Michael was a big guy physically, but if you talked to him one time, you saw his personality was just as big. What made Michael so special was his love for other people in his community. He showed his love as a father, a coach, and mentor, and he always did it with a bigger-than-life smile.
You know, I considered, he was probably my best friend. I probably talked to him the most out of anyone because, being the hockey coach in Warroad, sometimes you either don't want to talk to people or they don't want to talk to you. And, Michael was one of the few people that I knew I could talk to all the time.
Michael was a good friend to many. In 38 years, he left a positive mark on several people. None more important than his wife, Darnell, and sons Cooper Cullen and stepson Carson.
He taught me how to skate. He taught me everything I knew about the game. He brought the love of game of hockey into my life. And he was always there for me, always giving me pointers, always telling me what I did good, what I need to work on.
Michael was a once-in-a-generation character in the life of those that knew him. His impact on people will live long after his short time here on Earth.
Everything I do from now on will be for him, and every decision I make, I will think that, hey, what would Michael want me to do in this situation? So
there are ups and downs in the healing process of a loved one. This winter, there will be a big hole on the Warroad bench.
Every time I come off the ice, you keep telling me something new to do or get my head on straight. And now him just not being there has just been so much different. I go to the bench and just waiting for him to say something to me, but I just don't get anything. So it's just been hard for me. And yesterday I was feeling it like we got up by a bunch of goals and everybody was smiling on the bench, but I didn't know whether to smile or to cry because he just wasn't there. And I was just...
Grief never ends, but it changes. It's a passage, not a place to stay. Grief is not a sign of weakness, nor a lack of faith. It is the price of love. Michael, you are greatly loved.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Since 1933, 3 generations of Kozlaks have wined and dined Minnesotans with great food and impeccable service. Located in historic northeast Minneapolis, Jack's is open for happy hour, dinner, and a tasty weekend brunch. With a world-class bar and a spectacular outdoor patio, your dining experience will be both memorable and delicious.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Tony, I have to congratulate you again. That was really wonderful work that you did on the story of Michael Tweet. Now, on a less somber note, moving on to the East Grand Forks Green Wave, who entered tonight ranked number 5 in the state, according to the YouthHockeyHub.com rankings. Tony, this team comes in with a boatload of talent and a big old chip on its shoulder.
Absolutely. This team, when they were younger, they won state 2 years in a row, once in Braemar and once at home at the Civic Center in East Grand Forks. They have a lot to prove. They don't want to be one of those teams that were good at Bantams and couldn't pull the trigger in high school.
Certainly they don't want to be the team that shot their gun during Bantams and not during high school.
Well, absolutely.
I had the chance to visit with some of the East Grand Forks players and discussed those 2 Bantam A championships and what it's meant to them to be just on the cusp of going to the state tournament. On the eastern bank of the Red River in northwestern Minnesota, the hockey-crazed hamlet of East Grand Forks annually produces some of the state's top talent. This season is no different, as the bulk of the Green Wave roster won a pair of Bantam A state titles before moving on to the high school level. In virtually every season of Pee Wee and Bantam hockey, the Green Wave has dueled with rival Warroad for northern supremacy.
We had a lot of success back in youth hockey. All of our biggest games been against Warroad, so this one's been marked on our calendar just like every time we play Warroad or Section 8 teams, so it should be pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, they mean a ton. Like, the whole town comes together when we're playing the big rivalries, and it gets loud, it gets physical, and comes down to who wants it more in the games.
That youth rivalry has continued into high school, with the 2 teams routinely vying for the Class A Section 8 crown. The last 2 seasons, the Warriors have bested the Green Wave in the playoffs, adding fuel to the fire for this regular season matchup, which could very well be a preview of yet another section final.
Well, it really raises the tension, makes us just want to get in there and beat them, so that we send a message to them that who we are this year and we're the team to beat.
Oh yeah, rivalries are huge. Being able to play teams that are just as good as you and never knowing who's going to win, it's a hard game.
While the storied East Grand Forks tradition doesn't hinge on a state tournament trip in 2024, the players are well aware of the young eyes upon them, since they were once standouts in the youth program when the Green Wave won back-to-back high school state titles in 2014 and 2015.
It was super awesome to watch a 14 and 15 win, and that made me just want to win one myself and just play at BX. And I know kids like me watching them, they're going to want to definitely be there and play and win there too.
No matter if it's a hyped regular season game, a section final, or a state tournament contest, the Green Wave will always be playing for each other.
Our season, it doesn't start when everyone else does. Ours is week after our previous season. We're all in the weight room together. Like, we're more than a family here, and we play for each other. Like, we play for 20.
Hockey's a very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ, or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
IT band, patellofemoral stress fractures, and plantar fasciitis are probably the biggest running issues that we see. And I think that depending on the runner, if it's someone who's a really seasoned runner, who's been a runner their whole life, it could be as simple as a shoe change, and that's enough of a subtle difference for them. Or they change distances. I used to be more of a 10K half marathon person, now I want to be a marathoner. And a lot of people just do too much too soon. I think overuse is a big thing.
Hockey's a very
Welcome back, everyone. Enough of the soft stuff. Now to get into the meat of tonight's game, discussing each of these teams and how they may perform tonight. I was lucky enough to spend a few minutes with Coach Jay Hardwick of Warroad earlier tonight. Tell me a little bit about Jay. You know him a lot better than I do. Tell the folks at home about Mr. Hardwick.
Well, first thing you need to know, his grandfather, Dick Roberts, former Gopher, also coached for decades for Warroad High School. He's a legend. So he's walking in some pretty big shoes of his grandpa. Obviously played college hockey at UMD and was a star for the Warriors. As a coach, he's had a ton of success. He's a guy, I would say he's the type of coach that connects with the players really, really well. And you can see that in the style that he coaches. He lets them play a freestyle game. He'd be my kind of coach. If I was still playing, I'd want to play for Coach Hardwick.
Well, I think his players want to play for him too, the way they love him so much. What Coach Hardwick might not be loving this season is a 72% success rate on the penalty kill so far. What does Warroad have to do? Obviously staying out of the box, but what else?
I think for those guys, they got to get off to a fast start. I've seen them play already this year, and they fell behind, and they were able to claw back. They have enough talent and enough scorers on this team. But I think when they play against a high-level team like they did against Cathedral, they're going to see against tonight with Eastside Hockey, they cannot get behind early. They got to jump out early like they did last year in the section final that I was at in this same building. And I think they got to do the same thing tonight. They got to repeat the script. They got to get out early and got to jump ahead on Eastside and make Eastside chase them.
Well, in a moment, we're going to throw it to our interview with Coach Hardwick. He will discuss goaltender Ben Norris needing that faster start.
Speaking of big shoes to fill.
Speaking of big shoes to fill, and a player who could pop up on the score sheet who you at home might not be expecting.
Than Hammer, but Ben has had a good attitude, and he's taken. Last year he knew Hammer was the man, and I think he just kind of bided his time and worked hard every day, and he's worked hard every day this year, and he's like, okay, now this is my time to shine. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna play hard, and he's done really well for us.
Scoring-wise, your team a plus 14 in the third period, not as good in the first and second. What is it about that third period for your team?
I don't know what it is. I'd like to say it's because we're in good shape, and by the third period we just bury teams. But I think sometimes we're a little sleepy in the first and the second too, and it takes a little something to wake us up. But then once we wake up, we put the hammer down. So I'll take it. You obviously will always want to be a good third period team, but I have warned them that if you if you don't show up in the first and the second, bad things can happen. You can get behind to the point where maybe you don't make up that deficit. So I would like to see us be a little bit better off the start, but so far it's worked.
Well, back to the offensive side of the puck for a minute. Who of the lesser-known names outside of the Carson Pilgrim or the Tavin James, offensively, who are you looking for tonight to replace some of that scoring?
Yeah, I think coming into this year, we knew our top line of Carson and Murray and Taven were going to be good, but then where were we going to get the rest? And we've had some secondary scoring from some young kids. Ryan Shogby and Dom Anthony have scored a couple goals, and then Peyton Sunderland too. So, anytime you expect your first line to be good, but anytime you can get that secondary scoring from those guys, it's always a bonus.
That's Coach Jay Hardwick, Warroad Warriors. Coach, thanks for being here pregame. We're here with Warroad head coach.
It's a very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
IT band, patellofemoral stress fractures, and plantar fasciitis are probably the biggest running issues that we see. And I think that depending on the runner, if it's someone who's a really seasoned runner, who's been a runner their whole life, it could be as simple as a shoe change, and that's enough of a subtle difference for them. Or they change distances. I used to be more of a 10K half marathon person, now I want to be a marathoner. And a lot of people just do too much too soon. I think overuse is a big thing.
Hockey's a very unique sport.
A little bit about this East Grand Forks team. Tony, real quick, tell me about this EGF squad.
You got to watch out for their depth. They're going to beat you with their speed, and they're going to beat you to the puck. If they don't win races tonight, they're not going to win the hockey game.
And now to hear a little bit more about this East Grand Wave squad, it's going to be head coach Tyler Palmasino.
We're here with East Grand Forks head coach Tyler Palmasino. Coach, a 3-game losing streak in early December turns into a 3-game winning streak coming into tonight's game. What did you learn during the losing streak?
Well, yeah, to be honest with you, we simply learned we're not playing good enough. I mean, it can be that simple at times. Like some close losses. Kind of got it handed to us by St. Cloud, and there's high expectations for us going into the year, which is a great thing. But expectations is not reality all the time, and so we kind of got away from what we do well, which is simple, hard, fast hockey, and I think we're slowly getting back to that.
You say simple, hard, fast hockey. I would imagine that means playing aggressively, but none of your players have more than 8 penalty minutes so far. Are you okay with that, staying out of the box, or are they not playing aggressively enough for you?
Well, we just funnel enough money to the refs under the table, so no, in all honesty, like we play hard. We're not scared to take penalties. We're doing a good job of not taking the stick penalties as much as, those are the ones we want to stay away from, and we've done a good job of that so far.
All right, Brock Schultz, he had a chance to stick with one of the USHL's best franchises in the Waterloo Blackhawks. He opts to come back to East Grand Forks, and now he's leading the team in scoring with 6 goals and 17 points. What has his return meant for the Green Wave this season?
Well, I mean, you get your leader, on the ice leader back. Obviously, we had a good idea that he would lead us in points, and so we get that guy back. But you also get your leader off the ice back too. And Brock had a really hard decision to make, and he worked through it himself and with his family, and we're fortunate to have him back. And honestly, he's really excited to be back with our program.
That's head coach Tyler Palmasino of the East Grand Forks Green Wave. Tyler, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We're here in between periods with Darnell Tweet. How you doing today, Darnell?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Glad to be here.
But by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Sophie Whelan was a musician, a 3-sport athlete, and a great student who was involved on the student council. In July of 2021, at age 14, Sophie took her own life. Like many teens, her parents and those closest to Sophie had no idea. Shortly after Sophie passed, her family and friends launched Sophie Squad to help more young people with their mental health. One of those closest to Sophie is UMD hockey star Gabby Hughes.
Know that people want to listen, people want to support you. The people around you are in your life for a reason because they love you and they care about you. So being able to know that can be hard, but really engrave that in your mind and know that people do want to listen. Even if you are afraid to talk, there's always somebody there.
In 2 years, Sophie Squad has served over 3,000 students, raised $270,000, and donated $50,000 to the Children's Hospital for a new inpatient mental health center.
Her personality was very bubbly, she was smiley, and she always did everything for the people around her.
At Hammermade, our Made You Look shirts aren't just superior, they also make getting dressed easy. We favor smart design over passing trends, so your look stays timeless and on point. Season after season, we make the perfect shirt for every day of the week and commitment on your calendar. During this time of year, make sure your loved ones are unwrapping Hammermade.
It's a network of great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well, who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with, and that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
People ask me how they know if they have arthritis. Arthritis is a diagnosis that we make in the office after we check x-rays and exam and take a history from a patient.
The most common symptoms of arthritis are some diminished range of motion of a joint stiffness, pain with use and motion, limited activity of what they can do compared to what they used to be able to do with that particular joint.
Varsity style here at the Little Ralph in Thief River Falls. Warroad and East Grand Forks getting ready to go. Jeff Pappas joined by Tony Scott. And Tony, this is always a great rivalry, of course. That's why it's on Friday night ice. But this is just, it goes a step above, I think.
Yeah, I think it does. Teams get their uniforms provided by Gemini Athletic. They look good. They feel good. There's a lot on the line here tonight. Obviously bragging rights, but also section seeding. The number 1 seed will avoid a matchup in the semifinals with Thief River Falls, who tied the number 2 team in the state, St. Cloud Cathedral this year. No one wants to play the Prowlers. And so a big matchup here for these guys, both these teams, especially the bragging rights. When these two teams were 9th graders at Bantams, they played in the state final at Braemar, one of the best games I've seen in a long time. Very heated. I saw it come out. I saw the rivalry come out that afternoon at Braemar.
Wow, it's going to be special tonight. The goaltenders for Warroad, Ben Norris, 7-1, 22 goals. 204 shots, 2.67 goals against, 89 save percentage. Ryan Rockstad in goal for East Grand Forks, 2-1, 10 goals on 71 shots, 3.33 goals against, and an 85.9 save percentage. We are ready to go. Carson Pilgrim, very talented against Brock Schultz, and it's picked up. Now here comes Warroad in over the line with Pilgrim, and he rink wides it to the far side. And it runs up the slot, finally chipped back out to center ice and played back in by Warroad's Lund. And finally back into the Warroad end, where it's banked off the wall to center ice, and here's Judd Pesch. And now picked up there by Cooper Hills, number 15, heading back towards his zone. And then finally he's clogged up along the boards. And now a 4-car pile up there as the puck comes back into the Warroad zone, and the Warriors will break through center. Lund takes a shot right on and a save by Rockstad. Face-off coming up, 43 seconds gone.
I got a chance to call the East Grand team a couple weeks ago against Cathedral. Both teams have played Cathedral. Cathedral beat them both. There's some reason why these two teams aren't rated higher. It's because of the Crusaders. Rockstead was in the net, played solid until the third period when it was just all Crusaders.
All right, face off to his left. Now behind the net, Grady Magner, number 9, picks his way to center and then throws it in. Comes up the slot, stolen back by Lund, and a long pass to center, and now here comes Warroad back in. And that's Peyton Sunderland. Puck behind the net, and now controlled by Schmaltz. And East Grand Forks gets it to center. Here's Jamison with some speed. Can he save it from icing? Yes. And it's loose behind the net. Now Jamison is squeezed out along the boards. Pass comes up the slot, picked up there by Schmaltz. And then he backhands it around behind the net where Lund controls for the Warriors. Banked off the wall to center ice. And then played back in by Cole Bees for East Grand Forks. Over to the far side now. And players from both teams in. And he raced along the boards there as Noah Fries. Now it's going to be picked up along the wall. And they feed the left point to the Green Wave. And now played around behind the goal from Nick Corbett. Back behind the net. Mulebrock centers it, and there's nobody at the point. And it comes back out to center ice. Berger. And now trying to play it through center is Jace 4. That doesn't work out. Here comes Anthony. And Dominic Anthony beaten to the puck by Berger, who clears around to the far side for Chase Moe. And now East Grand Forks will pick it up and carry to center. Here's 4. And then he is erased along the boards on a hit by Drayden Johnson for Warroad. Here's a outlet pass that's off sticks and comes out to center ice. Finally picked up there by Schultz. And here he comes. Brock Schultz closing in, takes a shot, save made by Norris. And now it winds up along the wall on the near side. And finally it's played all the way down the ice.
Yeah, nice pressure there on the last shift for East Grand Forks. Jace Forey, the son of longtime Pee Wee coach Matt Forey, putting the pressure on. I've really been impressed with him, his game dating back all the way to his Pee Wee days playing for his dad. What a wonderful forecheck they've had already. You saw Brock Schultz as well on that up front. He's taking the draw for the Green Wave right now.
All right, and it comes out to center ice from the face-off as Peshkan holds it in. Now over the line comes Schultz on his backhand, gets around the defender. It's a sharp-angled shot and a save made by Norris. And out at center ice. Finally played back into the Warroad zone, and they'll step out Hardwick. And now swatted into the zone by Schultz. Now cleared off the glass and held momentarily by Tucker Lovejoy, and now played back rink wide into the Warroad zone, picked up there by Hardwick. And now Murray Marvin Cordes, 15 points already this season for Warroad. Now in the right corner, Bees stumbles but comes up with the puck and then won a physical battle. Nice job. And the puck now running along the blue line, finally rink wide to center ice. Magner throws it ahead and Varnson can't get to it. Now it's in the center circle, picked up there by Cullen Schmaltz, and he plays it to neutral ice. And off the bench, here comes Mooney Shagabe taking a shot, and it's right on. Rebound hits the outside of the goal. It's a good chance there. Shagabe took the original shot, and Lund put it off the outside of the net. Now Lund goes back for the puck. It's laying there and finally played in deep by Jamison for East Grand Forks, and it winds up behind the goal where it's controlled by Jake Chupka.
What a play by Ryan Lund there. He's a D, and he just jumps. He'll jump the play whenever he feels like it's necessary, and he did it there and almost pumped one in the net off the Shagabe shot.
You got to know when to do it. And here comes East Grand Forks again. Schmaltz pass to center ice. Picked off and carried in by Broden Honvet. And it winds up, the goaltender stumbled a little bit, Rockstad, and it winds up in the circle, and there's a shot that's off the defense from Honvet. Now it runs to the circle and finally out to center ice. We played almost 5 minutes of the first period and it's played in offside.
Good start for Eastside so far in this game. They seem to have controlled a lot of the play in Warroad zone. Warroad will run 4D at you, and if they can put some pressure on these guys physically, you'll see later in the game it's going to pay off.
Okay. I have a question about Eastside after when we get to another stoppage.
I would love to answer that. I've done a lot of research on these guys. Oh, we got a whistle.
Got
just
a whistle
in
right
time.
away.
Let's hear it.
The Vin Scully effect.
Throw it at me. Throw it at me.
Where does it come from? This is something that I was not.
I don't really know.
Really certain
I'll
of
tell you
when
where it comes from. That's what everybody in the Grand Forks area calls them. They call them East Side, and everyone's Grand Forks, they're East Side. I'm at a Bantam Regional in St. Cloud about 7 or 8 years ago, and the moms were chanting, East Side hockey, East Side. And I was like, that is cool.
It is.
So that's why we put East Side on, because that's what they're called. So we called them out on the jersey, and Coach Palmasino loved it.
All right, played down the far boards and carried out to center by Jace Van Epps for East Side, and plays out to center now. Going to be thrown back in by Corbett, and Warroad will circle with the puck in their zone. Thomas Grappentine, 14. He is shouldered off, and it's picked up now by Schultz. He rink wides it into the Warroad zone, and going back behind the net, they'll play it up the wall, and finally out to center is Bees, rink wides, and that's going to be picked up by Cordes, who ends up going D to D for Grappentine, and he is stood up as he plays it into the East Grand Forks zone, and after it now is Corbett. They go along the wall, and now Jamison trying to clear the zone. They do get it out to center, and now here comes East Grand Forks back. Jamison to the left. Here's a shot, deflected, and it goes over the glass and out of play, deflected by Lund. Now winds up playing around to the far side, picked up there by Lovejoy. Drops at the point, shot, save made by Norris. And played on out to center as East Grand Forks Magner with a good chance. Now it's tipped on into the zone by Lovejoy. And East Grand Forks will get a change. Played around and played up the wall. And that's going to go all the way down the ice. With 10:41 to go, we're going to take a timeout. It's Friday Night Ice, no score in the first on the Youth Hockey Hub.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
In life, we all need a little help to reach our summit. Whatever your summit looks like, it's easier to reach when your body is strong and healthy. At Summit Orthopedics, our team of highly specialized physicians listens to and values every one of our patients. We take a conservative approach to care to get you back to your healthy and active lifestyle. Reach your summit. Summit Orthopedics. Visit summitortho.com to make an appointment today.
I think a force for good is kind of...
Back at Ralph Engelstad Arena, and Tony, I had a chance to look around this place today. And the thing that it reminds me of the Heritage Center in Duluth, but it's twice as big.
Yeah, it is, and there's so much to this place.
Yes.
There's a convention center below here. You could have a banquet, a wedding. You have the historic Huck arena next door. It's a fantastic facility.
No doubt. Here's a shot that goes wide off the traffic from Pesh, and Honved plays around on the far side for Warroad out to center. Knocked out of the air by Van Epps, who then lost it at the blue line, and they'll battle for it and shoot it finally into the East Grand Forks, and Pesh there feeds the far wall, and now it comes on out to center. Bouncing puck picked up, and here comes East Grand Forks. Schultz, and he is in deep looking for some help. He banks it off the wall to the left point, now over to the near side for Pesh, and there's a shot right on, and Norris makes a glove catch. And the thing about Norris, the only thing that's wrong with him, I think, is that if he gets a shutout, you can't give him the Norris Trophy.
No, you can't. He also fills some pretty big, speaking of trophies, he's filling the shoes of Hammer Slukinski.
Yes.
And he's done a great job so far this year. He's logged every minute for the Warriors so far this year.
2.67 goals against. And now a shot, save, rebound, and a chance for Jamison. Comes a miss at the right edge of the goal crease. Out to center comes Warroad. And overskating is Lund, and it's played back in offside. So we're going to face off with 9:59 left, 7 minutes gone in the first period here at Ralph Engelstad Arena. Which do you prefer of the Ralph Engelstad arenas?
This one. I mean, as far as compared to UND?
Yeah.
UND is just too big. It's too big for UND. I was probably going to get in some trouble for saying that, but this place is just absolutely gorgeous. Ralph was a huge proponent of hockey, played goalie here for the Prowlers back in the 50s.
Now back to the left of the goal, it's Magner, and he is squeezed in against the boards. Puck comes free, and now runs to the circle as Magner goes back behind the goal and overskated, but his defense partner there to go the other way for Lovejoy. Jamison angling at center, and Lovejoy overskates, so it slows up the rush, and he shoots it in finally. And Warroad picks it up on the near side. Yeah, it's Huntman at center ice, and he is detained by Lovejoy. Puck dribbles towards the right point. Held by Lund. Centering pass comes through, and Chase Moe takes it to the right corner as he's hit by Lund. Up the wall, and East Grand Forks to center. Muhlbrock with it, and then he lost out. Here comes Warroad back in. Cordes throws it to the front of the net, and it's sticked away by Schmaltz and back into the Warroad zone. Here's a race for it, and it's going to be picked up by Pilgrim. Plays it out to center. They have to wait for players to get on side. And now it's shot back into the zone deep. 8:49 to go, coming up on the halfway mark of the first period here on Friday Night Ice. Version number 2. Now here's a shot right on and a giveaway and a save made there by Norris. That was a good stop as East Grand Forks chased 4 with a good opportunity. Now
that was a fresh pizza right there, Mr. Pappas.
It was. Over the line. And now picked up at center, and here comes East Grand Forks again. Cooper Hills over the line, plays it towards the net, and we're going to get a stoppage. I saw a listicle article the other day. It said the 10 greatest nicknames in hockey.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
Well, obviously they said Gretzky was first, but I said, I thought his brother had the best.
What was that? What they call him?
His brother, Keith. Yes, they called him the good one.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Did you know that he and his brother Wayne are the highest scoring brother tandem in the NHL? It's another good one.
Yes. And we got a whistle and a hand pass call. It's going to come all the way back.
That actually hit a player on the
bench.
Warroad bench,
Okay.
so we'll get a neutral zone face-off.
Okay.
No, they ended up putting it in the zone. They said he was inside the blue line when he flipped it on into the bench.
8:11 now to go in the opening period. And here come the Warriors. They play to center ice, and James lost it. It's shot right back into their zone, and he goes back for it. Actually, Grappentine goes back for it in the right corner. And now a big hit thrown behind the net. And things starting to warm up a little bit. Here comes Warroad back. Hardwick tries to cut to the slot. Does, shoots, and a save made by Rockstad against the post. Will Hardwick does not have a goal yet, but he made a nice bid there.
No, that was Murray Marvin there.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was 27. I'm sorry.
No, 22. I just know the kid. I've known him his whole life playing. I could probably watch him blindfolded and tell you.
You probably could.
MMC on that one.
You probably could.
Not to correct you, the Grand Master, the Golden Tones, Jeff Pappas, here with us on YHH today. It's always fun to do a game with you, Jeff.
It's great fun, Tony. No question about it. And I am eminently correctable. There's no two ways about that. Face-off coming up to the left of Rockstad. And it's in the skates. Dribbles towards the right point. Here's a shot. Rockstad saves, rebound, they score! Drayden Johnson, that is his first goal of the season, and Warroad goes ahead 1-0 at 9:16.
This is textbook Warroad hockey, 23-24, right here. I watched them play against Orono earlier this season. They were down 15-1 in shots on goal and had the lead after the first period. I mean, this is what they do. They've been kind of getting worked over a little bit by East Side, and now they put the puck in the net.
There's the replay. The puck came to the right point. Reed took the shot, and the rebound steered home by Johnson. And Warroad has the lead. And now it's in the left corner of the Warroad zone, playing around behind the net. Johnson getting announced with the goal. And Lund giving the assist there at 9:16, and now picked up and shot around the boards by Magner. And now loose in the left corner. Players from both teams in. Warroad on top, and they almost give it away. Trying to carry out of their zone, and now picked up and angling over the line is Damon Scappel, number 13 rather, plays it around behind the net to the near side. And here's Muehlbrock clearing to the left point and out to center. Turn around and shot back in by Anthony Rinkwide. And now Magner. Less than 7 minutes to go in the first period. Magner's pass is picked off by Lund. And then he golfs it around behind the net to the near side. Now Muehlbrock with it, and he plays it to neutral ice. Sam Hard playing out to center. And now to the near side, Hard working toward his bench and puts it into the zone. It comes right back out. And that was a good thing there that Chase Moe was losing his edge, because if he didn't, he might have gotten killed. Here's a shot that goes wide, and it comes around to the near side. Centering pass comes on goal from Lund, and the goaltender makes the save, and the puck is iced to get a stoppage.
There was an ambulance in Chase Moe's future there had he not ducked.
Yes.
Ryan Lund, it says here that he's 6'2", 200. You know how they kind of fib a little bit on the short guys to make it a little taller? I think they fibbed a little bit on his height and weight on this one. I think he's bigger than what is listed in the program.
Face-off coming up to the left. Another question for you after we
All right.
another stoppage.
I'm here. I'm kind of like Dear Abby, right? Just fire the questions and I'll get you answers.
Indeed. Here's a shot that goes well wide of the net from Honvet. Long carom, picked up by Cordes at the right point, and he plays it around behind the goal for Pesch. Up the near side, and East Grand Forks plays it to center. And carrying on now is Hills. He will come over the Warroad line. Hills leaves a drop at the left point, gets it back on a return pass, looking for options, and he threw it in front, and not much happening there, but finally East Grand Forks catching up with it, and it's swept around by Van Epps, and it goes behind the net. Now Hardwick, and I'm sure of that one, plays it ahead, held in by Pesch, and finally it comes out to center, and Pesch shoots it back in. Now played back behind the net, and here is Honvet. Rink wide pass to center ice. And it's banked ahead, and here comes Cordes, and then he lost possession, comes around to the near side, and picked up there by Lund, who shoots it in. Off the inboards, James tries to center, and that's picked off by Moe. And he clears out to center ice. Here's East Grand Forks back, Hunter Varnson. And now it's going to dribble back into the zone as Bees comes back for it with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the first period. Pass to center, one touch, Jamison. To the right, over the line, here's Varnson. And he is tied up, and now it's picked up in the circle, and Warroad tries to play it out. They give it away, and it comes out to center as it's played back in. And now here comes Warroad to center ice. Lund puts it on goal, and a save made by Rockstad. Here's the question after the TV timeout.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
In life, we all need a little help to reach our summit. Whatever your summit looks like, it's easier to reach when your body is strong and healthy. At Summit Orthopedics, our team of highly specialized physicians listens to and values every one of our patients. We take a conservative approach to care to get you back to your healthy and active lifestyle. Reach your summit. Summit Orthopedics. Visit summitortho.com to make an appointment today.
I think a force.
All right, we're back, and Tony Scott, here's the thing.
No, I don't know. I don't know what one is, no.
The question that I had for you is a controversy now about players learning how to take hits and remembering and relearning. It's kind of a lost art how to take a hit. We saw a situation there where...
Yeah, with Chase Moe.
Yes, it saw what was coming. And, and that's kind of a dying art from what the experts are saying.
Yeah, it is hard. They've eliminated checking in North America at the youth level until they get to bantam hockey. So it's not something that's I don't think it's being taught as well as it can be because they eliminate checking, so they don't talk about hitting or how to take a hit.
All right. Out at center ice, and that just adds more questions as here comes Pilgrim with a shot, and that goes wide of the goal. Picked up by James at the right point, played in front of the net, and now it's picked up by Schmaltz. Bank to center ice, tipped on into the zone. East Grand Forks will get a change as it's Van Epps playing it behind the goal. Now up the near side and controlled by James. And finally, it winds up in the far side of the Warroad zone.
Their bodies are flying now, aren't they, Jeff?
They are. Starting to get some rivalry back into this. Warroad leading it 1-0. A centering behind the net, tries to feed up the far boards. That's held by Lund. Gets to the dot, poke checked away by Corbett. And now it bounces past the defender on that side, Sutherland, and it comes out to center ice. Now, there's a three-car pileup right in the center circle, and now here comes Warroad back over the line, Shagabe, and he had his pocket pick. Now, a little saucer pass over to the near side, and here's Muhlbrock playing it on into the zone. And it'll wind up behind the net. 4 and on the forecheck, but he can't control it. 2.5 minutes to go in the opening period, and over the line comes Lund. And it ran off his blade, and Magner plays it ahead and out to center ice. Now shot back in by Hardwick, and behind the net, Magner plays it ahead, and that's going to be too far. But they said it was tipped.
It was not tipped.
Well,
sorry.
I was ready to say that it was icing, but I have been wrong before. Here's a shot from the point and a save made off Magner by Ben Norris.
When it gets tipped, you hear a click, or you see the puck move. It didn't
Yes.
click or move.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's all right.
All right, I got the Cal Marvin relatives tree there. So it's Murray, Marvin, Cortez, and Hontford are cousins.
Okay.
I got more.
I'm sure you do.
It's fun.
Yes. Now out to center ice, and it's picked up by Johnson, who has the goal for Warroad in this game, his first of the season, and now an icing call with 1:38 to go.
I did not have Drayden Johnson on my goal scorer bingo card here tonight. Congratulations to him on the only goal in the first so far with 1:38 to go from Ralph Engelstad Arena in Thief River Falls. I'm going to call this the real Ralph. The other one in Grand Forks, I'm not sure it's even worth mentioning.
All right. Yeah, this is quite a place. If you've not been here, put it on your bucket list.
I made a statement about the big Ralph, and some Warroad fans took exception to it. And apparently they must like the Fighting Sioux, Hawks, whatever you want to call them, down the road.
Now played to neutral ice, and Jamison for East Grand Forks over the line.
He's got some jets, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, and so does Pilgrim, who knocked it off his stick. Now comes to the dot, and then going to be backhanded down behind the net by Jamison. Falling in front of the net was Varnson. He might have had some help. And a pass goes into the circle, now up the slot diagonally. Last minute of play, and a backhanded shot by Bees goes wide. Now loose down low, and here is Varnson trying to
penalty
cycle.
holding,
We're going to get a hold. Yep, that's exactly it. First penalty of the game comes with 52 seconds to go in the first period.
We mentioned the physical play in this game so far. It also helps with 2 TV timeouts. One at the 12, one at 6. You got a little bit more energy coming out of each of those timeouts.
Yep. Absolutely. And the penalty is against Honfet. First power play for East Grand Forks. First power play for anybody.
Either team.
And now play back into the Warroad zone, and chasing after it is Corbett. East Grand Forks is 4 for 21 on the power play so far. Warroad's penalty kill 18 for 25, 72%. And with 29 seconds to go in the period, Warroad picks the puck up and ices. And here's Magner behind the goal. Time for one rush at center. And a nice defensive play there by Lund to play it right back in rink wide. With 13 seconds to go, there'll be carryover to the second period. On the power play as Varnson feeds it up the wall with 5 seconds to go. And now going back in deep is Schultz, and he will run out the period. And we are through one here in Thief River Falls, and it is 1-0. And we have Peter Rodney trying very hard to get down to the bench, I believe, don't we?
He's probably on a dead sprint right now to meet with Coach Hardwick. There he is down front.
We got him. All right, let's go to him.
Down here on the ice with Warroad coach Jay Hardwick. Coach, you get a goal there, go up 1-0. Nice to see a kid get his first career high school goal in a game like this.
Yeah, it is. He's been due. He's been working hard, and he did a good job going to the net there, finding the rebound and buried it. It's good to see, and hopefully not his last.
He buried a rebound, Drayden Johnson did, off a slap shot from Ryan Lund. Now, Ryan Lund, no stranger to shooting, maybe without warning, but is it safe to say he's got the green light the rest of the night?
Absolutely. I always give him the green light. He shoots the puck extremely hard, and, anytime he can get a puck on net, he's dangerous.
All right, that's Warroad head coach Jay Hardwick. We'll be back after a message from our sponsors.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Since 1933, 3 generations of Kozlaks have wined and dined Minnesotans with great food and impeccable service. Located in historic northeast Minneapolis, Jack's is open for happy hour, dinner, and a tasty weekend brunch. With a world-class bar and a spectacular outdoor patio, your dining experience will be both memorable and delicious.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go,
we're here in between periods with high school coach Tim Berglund, Thief River Falls. Thanks for hosting us here.
Absolutely.
In this wonderful building. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic
out here, but it's fun to be here. Fun to watch the game.
Yeah. So you have you played for the Golden Gophers. Talk to me a little bit about getting recruited. I bet Brad Butow was the coach when you came in, and Doug Woog was when he went out. That's 2 legendary coaches right there.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it was weird, because going into my senior year, I had 2 older brothers. One played at St. Thomas, and then Todd, who's coaches Maple Grove, he played community college, and he went to Wisconsin and ended up in St. Thomas. So my goal, my intent was to go play junior college, but I start my senior year. And halfway through the year, I started getting recruited by different colleges, and then finally, University of Minnesota, Dean Talafis, our assistant coach at the time, he came and recruited, and from then on, it was kind of decision made.
So Dave Snugger told me once that's one of the best coaches he ever had. What was special about Coach Talafis?
You know, he just related well with the players, and you got to respect his background. You know, obviously, a U.S. kid that played in the NHL, especially at that time. You know, it was just hard for U.S. kids, anyone other than Canadians, to get into the league, and you got to have a lot of respect for that. And he was kind of my type of player.
Yeah. You guys played a lot alike in some ways.
Yeah, right.
If you ever saw any old tapes of it.
Oh yeah.
All right, going back, quick gopher question. There was this photo circulating on the internet, and you seem like a pretty mild-mannered guy.
Yeah,
and it's all those great gophers from the mid-'80s.
Right.
And there you are in this team picture with a headband on, like Andre Agassi or something like that. What got into your head on that picture? I don't know.
I was looking good. I had a full head of hair
you
back
were looking
then.
good.
And, you know, just quiet Thief River boy, but honestly, I have no idea. I must have lost a bet or something.
You must have.
Yeah.
All right, let's fast forward a little bit to today's college hockey and high school hockey. You're coaching the Prowlers. You face Warroad this week. What do you know about these two teams that are playing tonight?
Yeah, they're top teams in Class A or Double A in my eyes, and they play very fast. They play the game fast. Both have two very dynamic lines, especially Warroad's top line, very, very good to play a lot. East side we haven't seen yet, but just based off of years of experience, the same way, and their strength is coming right now, and they have a very nice team. We're going to definitely have to go through two tough games for them.
A lot of people here got their eyes on 8A tonight. It's a big spotlight on 8A. You guys are one of the top teams in the section. What is it going to take for the Prowlers to get past these two teams in section play and get back to the X?
Right. Yeah. In my mind, it's more mental. I mean, I think physically we have the ability, we have the players, but it's just getting that mindset of what do you have to do, who you're going to beat.
Now, we talk about players moving in and out. You finally have got players moving back into Thief River, into this palace. Tell me about the two Anderson brothers.
Yeah, their father played Division I. Was a Thief River kid. Grandpa and Grandma still live here, and they've been threatening to come back for many years.
Love it.
Yeah, and they did finally, and two dynamic players, big kids, 6'6" and 6'2" maybe. One's a freshman, one's a senior. So, yeah, it's a nice problem to have.
And any other players that when we watch the Prowlers this year, we should keep an eye out for?
Yeah, you got up front, you got Max Arlt, a dynamic forward. You've got Jace Erickson, a good defenseman, played in the Elite League, and then Connor Ruff, our goaltender.
The goaltender. You guys always have great goaltenders.
Yeah, and
you know what?
I wish, it must be. It must be. It's in the water, because I'm not a goalie. I can't teach it, but our program does a good job with it, and good athletes tend to drift towards goaltending.
I'm surprised you aren't a goaltender. You're the youngest Berglund brother. I'm sure they didn't fire some pucks
believe
at you when you were
me,
younger.
I got some fake teeth because I played goalie from my oldest brother with a hockey stick when I made a save. So.
And this is Scotty, your oldest brother, your assistant coach.
My assistant,
now. And now your son is coaching with you guys as well.
Yeah, so it's the Berglund on our bench, and it's kind of fun. It's fun as the dad, obviously, to have your son on in the box with you.
Well, I really appreciated meeting you tonight, and good luck to the Prowlers this year.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Tim Berglund from Thief River Falls High School.
Hockey's a very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ, or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Sophie Whelan was a musician, a three-sport athlete, and a great student who was involved on the student council. In July of 2021, at age 14, Sophie took her own life. Like many teens, her parents and those closest to Sophie had no idea. Shortly after Sophie passed, her family and friends launched Sophie Squad to help more young people with their mental health. One of those closest to Sophie is UMD hockey star Gabby Hughes.
Know that people want to listen, people want to support you. The people around you are in your life for a reason because they love you and they care about you. So being able to know that can be hard, but really engrave that in your mind and know that people do want to listen. Even if you are afraid to talk, there's always somebody there.
In 2 years, Sophie's Squad has served over 3,000 students, raised $270,000, and donated $50,000 to the Children's Hospital for a new inpatient mental health center.
Her personality was very bubbly. She was smiley, and she always did everything for the people around her.
Hockey's a very unique sport.
Well, here we are through 17 minutes of play. Warroad leading East Grand Forks by a score of 1-0 after the first period. Tony, what'd you see from up here in the press box?
I saw you sprinting from the ice level up to here.
I am wearing my Vans. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations on great effort here tonight. I saw as much effort as you did on the ice. I thought both teams tight checking, as we talked about in the pregame, and I found that the team that is going to make things happen in tough situations is going to be Warroad. They've done it already this year. Can East Side respond? I'm not quite sure they will or not.
Drayden Johnson with his first varsity goal puts the Warriors up 1-0. He goes top shelf on a Ryan Lund, a trademark slap shot from the point from Ryan Lund. We spoke with Coach Hardwick from Warroad at the intermission. He said Ryan Lund has got the green light to fire when ready.
And he's firing in all ends of the rink. He charged the play. He made about 2 or 3 big plays. Will that catch up with him later, playing a 200-foot game like that, Peter?
I can't imagine that it won't catch up with him. The East Grand is not going to go anywhere in period 2. This Warrior team is going to be put back on its heels if the Green Wave have anything to say about it.
They got a minute 8 of power play to make something happen. I really like the speed of Landon Jamison and Brock Schultz today. They've given the Warrior defenders a lot of trouble so far. I'm wondering if they can really get things set up and set up a good power play to start the second period.
Well, we're going to find out in a few minutes. A quick routine from the East Grand Forks cheerleaders. Congratulations to them being able to showcase their skills here on Friday Night Ice. But now, a word from our sponsors.
Great clients, great shareholders, great business partners, and great nonprofits as well who we seek to benefit.
I just think of partnerships. I think all the ways that there's collaboration and work together, and whether that's helping out customers who need financing, whether that's helping customers find the right home, whatever it is. I just think of all these different things that we're helping out the community with. And that can be customers, that can be nonprofits, all those different partnerships that we have.
People ask me how they know if they have arthritis. Arthritis is a diagnosis that we make in the office after we check x-rays and exam and take a history from a patient.
The most common symptoms of arthritis are some diminished range of motion of a joint stiffness, pain with use and motion, limited activity of what they can do compared to what they used to be able to do with that particular joint.
Since 1933, 3 generations of Kozlaks have wined and dined Minnesotans with great food and impeccable service. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's is open for happy hour, dinner, and a tasty weekend brunch. With a world-class bar and a spectacular outdoor patio, your dining experience will be both memorable and delicious.
Why do we do it? When we step out on the ice? Is it just because we're told to? No. We keep working hard and working together, giving 110 at practice and 120 on game day. Struggling to overcome and never giving up. We know the jersey matters.
Back at Ralph Engelstad Arena, the Little Ralph here in Thief River Falls. Second period ready to get underway. A minute 8 of power play for East Grand Forks. Time left in Honfet's holding penalty. Now it's played back into their zone. And East Grand Forks will go back for it. Jeff Pappas, Tony Scott with you as you enjoy another Friday Night Ice. As we go a little bit farther afield than we did last time. Bloomington is one thing. Thief River Falls is quite another. Now from the point, here's a shot that did miss by much from Schultz. And now back to the left point. Here's a shot that's off the traffic from Magner. Second shot right on. And a good save by Norris, and he allowed no rebound.
Grady Magner, a converted D. He was a forward his entire youth career and even a year and a half of his high school career.
You know, there are some defenseman scorers that, that kind of turn into fourth forwards.
Yeah, Ryan Lund's one of them.
Well, yeah. I don't necessarily say that to be negative, but it's
No.
just that, it just seems like they have four forwards on the ice. So now to the left point, and here's Magner feeding it into the circle.
As a coach, sometimes they're your favorite player and sometimes they're your least favorite player.
Over the line, a centering pass, and a good save off Pilgrim. And now it's picked up and played to center ice. 5 seconds in the power play, and now here's Magner. Over the line, Magner cuts to the slot, shoots, and a save made by Norris, and we'll get a face-off as the penalty expires. 15:51 to go, second period.
You talk about distance. Last year we had that wonderful game with Grand Rapids and Duluth East at the Heritage Building.
Yes.
This year we're here in northern Minnesota. Next year, it looks like we have Hermantown visiting the Memorial Building in Hibbing, Minnesota.
That remains my favorite building to call hockey in.
It's not even close, really. I love this place.
Yep.
And I love the Heritage Building. I love the gardens. I love the Memorial Building in Roseau, but there is none better than Hibbing Memorial.
And it's played in. I always remember the old Section 7 championships there. Basically the Iron Range Conference Championship with the right to go to state.
That's some great stuff there.
Now they come off the wall. Centering pass loose at the left edge. Finally it's picked up and fed to the circle where it's controlled by Hontenvet, and we get a whistle.
That's the fastest 3 shots on goal in the history of hockey. I'm gonna have Gannis come out and watch the film. I've never seen it. It was like bang, 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 3 right in a row. Big saves there by the East Grand goaltender, Ryan Rockstad.
Rockstad coming in with a 3.33 goals against average and a save percentage just south of 86%. And now it's loose in the circle. And finally it's picked up there by Lovejoy. And it's cleared on out to center. Warroad trying to play it back in. And now they bludgeon it into the Warroad zone. Rink wide, Magner playing over the line. Keeps possession on the wall. Throws it in front. Creative idea there as it's picked up by Schmaltz. Now fed around on the far side. Going after it there is Jace 4. He's leaned in against the boards by Honfet. And Honfet finishes his check there. Puck comes to the near wall and finally dropped back to Magner. Centering pass. Oh, and it was poked away before it could get the Lovejoy and cleared.
Nice pass by Forey on that one.
Yes. And we have an icing call.
14:36 to go in this one. Teams are kind of settling in right now.
Yeah.
Still think that we have yet to see the best out of East Side hockey right now.
That is probably true.
I think if they were to score the next goal, things will really start to heat up here on Friday Night Ice.
And we have a dismissal as Pilgrim is asked to watch the next faceoff. And here's a shot and a glove catch off the shot by Brock Schultz. That's 5 seconds we can never get back.
No.
As the faceoff coming up to the right of the Warroad goaltender.
Schultz just returned this fall after playing his fall hockey in the USHL for the Waterloo Blackhawks.
He was injured, was he not?
He played. He played a little bit. He's back full strength.
Here's a shot. That's a good save from close in as Cooper Hills challenged the goaltender and Norris stood his ground.
You see everyone with the word tweet on the back of their
Yes.
jersey. It's in honor of the recently deceased assistant coach, Michael Tweet. We'll speak to his wife, Darnell, next period.
And a shot hits the outside of the goal from Schultz. Played to center ice and shot back in by Hills, and that will...
Michael's mom, Cindy, and Darnell were given Tweet jerseys as well.
Well, that's excellent. They should have them.
Yeah.
And now play it on out to center, and here is Cordes over the line. Plays it in deep, going after it. There is Varnson. And now ran off his blade, carrying on Panzer. Plays it in. And now here comes East Grand Forks. Jamison over the line, centering it, but it's too far for Panzer, and it winds up in the near corner. Panzer getting a rough ride there as it comes towards the left point, and finally played down with a glove and out to center by Lund. But East Grand Forks playing in, and they're starting to take a little more of the play here. And now at center, it's picked up, and Lund can't control it, but Pilgrim can. He closes in, he shoots, he scores! Carson Pilgrim. He gets it there in a hurry, and Warroad leads it 2-0.
They just know how to counterattack, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they're just great at it. I mean, they sat in a trap there. They trapped it in the neutral zone, and next thing you know, Mr. Hockey finalist is staring down your goaltender, and he finishes. That's all I'm going to say. That kid finishes.
Yeah, there's a look at the replay. Right from the dot, and certainly no shame in giving up a goal like that to a player like that.
Now a big hill for East Side to climb.
Unassisted goal at 3:47. And now a mountain to climb for East Grand Forks as it's played all the way back down the ice. You know, as I looked at the Let's Play Hockey rankings, which I know we don't use, but
thank you for bringing that
you're
up.
Welcome, yes. Cloquet's back in the top 10.
Yeah, Class A for sure.
Yeah, and
they knocked off East Side.
They did.
It's a good hockey team.
It has been a while, and of course in that community they went years and saying we
You
were
lived
never
there for how many years?
Oh my gosh, 25 years?
Yeah.
Ooh, ducking there as Magner goes over the top and we get a whistle. But yeah, they had said for years we are never going to go single A.
Yeah, it was kind of necessary to kind of, it's kind of a lifeboat to their program is to put them here. And, the girls program had a good run in state 3 years ago, 2020, I believe. And it was kind of a miracle because they've been playing 12B all these years. And now they're kind of coming back. They're getting stronger at the girls level as well.
And the puck comes to the left point, and Magner. Is Ms. Ezzy still the coach there?
What's that?
Is Miss Essie still the coach?
No, she's not.
She's not?
No, she's not. Courtney, I can't think of her last name. I did a podcast with her in
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No. She stepped away. Can't think of Courtney's last name, but one of the best coaches I've seen in the state. Just really, really put together. She had some good stories about coaching with her dad, and then the refs would come over and talk to her, and her dad's like, she's the coach, you know?
Yep. And, of course, Dave Essie.
Yes, the longtime coach.
Yes. And now over the line, here comes Warroad as a shot by Lund and a save made by Rockstad. Winds up behind the goal and finally cleared up the near wing, and East Grand Forks will carry to center ice. And here they come. This is Brock Schultz. Oh, a great centering pass and no goal as Hills put it off the right post.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
What a pass by Schultz.
That was a sitter. Now played back into the East Grand Forks zone. And they bank it off the wall to center ice for Van Epps, and he then plays it on in. Now a drive from the right point is deflected from Pesh. Wide to the near side, and now finally out to center. Here comes Warroad. It's picked up there by Hardwick, and he shoots it in. Now back behind the goal. Cole Bees with it. He's defeated to the left point, held in Lund. Weak shot, blocked in front. Now here comes East Grand Forks. Panzer. He's over the line. Shoots, stick save, rebound comes right up the slot. And Jamison closing. He's on his backhand, and then he can't drag it over to his forehand. Winds up going into the corner. And Jamison after it, picked up there by Cordes. And now pass to center ice from Pilgrim is stolen. And here comes East Grand Forks back in over the line. Pesh Lost out. Cordes down the left wing, comes over the line. Oh, he got past his man. He's going in. He shoots. That is a remarkable save by Ryan Rockstad. We're going to take a break, and maybe we can look at that after we come back. It's 2-0 Warroad on Friday Night Ice.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
In life, we all need a little help to reach our summit. Whatever your summit looks like, it's easier to reach when your body is strong and healthy. At Summit Orthopedics, our team of highly specialized physicians listens to and values every one of our patients. We take a conservative approach to care to get you back to your healthy and active lifestyle. Reach your summit. Summit Orthopedics. Visit summitortho.com to make an appointment today.
I think a force for...
Right back at Ralph Engelstad Arena. That was a terrific stop by Ryan Rockstad.
Yeah, 2 exciting plays. You had the one-timer for Eastside that went off the post by Cooper Hills on a pretty pass by Brock Schultz, and then a breakaway for Marvin Cordes, who basically went all 200 feet and got the door slammed. I thought that thing had to go in the net.
Yep.
Somehow Rockstad pinned it down on his pad.
And here's a shot off the traffic in front. Follow-up by Lund, and that's deflected wide to the near side. Coming up on 10 minutes to go in the second period. And now it's cleared to the left point where it's going to be held by Pilgrim and played down deep. Picked up now by Magner and plays it out to center ice.
The complexion of this game is huge. The next goal will change it all.
And let's see how East Grand Forks reacts to the challenge as they shoot the puck the length of the ice.
I love what that ref did there. He saw Ryan Lund dogging it there, and he waved it off. No one was dogging it there, and we get icing going the other way. Did you see that?
I did see that.
He looked at it, and he just kind of dogged it back, and the ref's like, hey, I see what you're doing there, and he waved it off.
And then
Good call.
Puck comes the other way, and he looks like he just got back from Lourdes.
No question.
Face-off coming up to the left of Ben Norris, who stopped all 14 shots he's seen. And maybe a couple that he hasn't, as it comes to center, and here's Johnson ringing the boards with it. Now Berger along the right wall. Now played back into the right corner. Magner. Finally comes out to center, and Lovejoy plays it, and now here comes East Grand Forks. Muhlbrock, ooh, he is hit in against the boards. And now a centering pass. Muhlbrook tried to tip it. It comes loose at the right edge, and now we're going to get a face-off, but a couple of what-ifs for East Grand Forks there.
Big hit there by Hontfit, the twin brothers. One of the twin brothers there. Broden doesn't look very big or strong, but he just pasted him into the boards on that hit.
He did. And
they got 4 defensemen, and they all have different elements to their game. It's fun to watch teams and coaching staffs try to put it together with their decor. I think you look at East Side's decor, you got big guys like Bees and Pesh.
Cleared around on the near side. And Corbett holds it on the wall. Panzer tried to play it ahead. Now comes up the slot, picked up there. Here's a shot right on by Jamison. He had to circle around his shot so he could get it on his forehand. And a rising shot gloved by the goaltender for stoppage.
When I was playing, the backhand was a weapon.
Yes.
Absolute weapon. They just don't use it as much anymore. And I understand why. I mean, the sticks they have today are not wood mallets that I played with. You didn't even know where it was going half the time, and that made it harder for the goalie to save it.
You know, the last Roseville game that we did against Stillwater, there was 2 goals in the third period scored on good old-fashioned backhands.
Love it.
And,
love it.
Very well done. Face-off coming up in the Warroad zone as we're coming up on the halfway mark in regulation time. With Tony Scott, I'm merely Jeff Pappas as we play week number 2 of Friday Night Ice. We have one more to go.
What a busy weekend that will be. We'll do Friday Night Ice at Bloomington, and then a lot of our staff will trek north to Hockey Day, Minnesota to see these Warroad Warriors take on the Roseau Rams for the second time this year. We'll be broadcasting the first game in Roseau, so it'll be my first time ever doing a game at the Roseau building.
Really? That's
Roseau
another
Memorial.
place I wanna go to.
I've done the Rams Center where the girls play, but I've never done the Roseau Memorial building. It's gonna be exciting.
Out to center, East Grand Forks. Varnson over the line, puts on the brakes. Nicely done. Centers it, and Jamison got tied up with Corbett. Couldn't get a shot away. Now a shot from Bees, and that comes loose up the slot. And it's picked up now by Wyatt Henham, playing out to center, and he is double teamed. And he is not getting up. And over the line, here comes East Grand Forks. Panzer throwing it in front. They score! Well, we got a rhubarb. Landon Jamison is going to get credit for that goal. But
what a turnaround in hockey right there. Henham gets just tattooed by 2 East Side defenders, and they turn it into a 3-on-1, and Panzer barely gets it, he just barely got it off the stick, and Jamison's able to scoop it over Norris's pads, and it's 2-1 in favor. Injured a bit is Wyatt Henham. Had to look down for a second because there's Garrett, his older brother, who played a few years for the Warriors, a couple years up until last year. Now the captains, Lund and Pilgrim, talking to the officials like saying, hey, that's got to be a penalty.
would you like to be the person that explains to Tim Hardwick why
Jay.
Stop, or Jay Hardwick, rather.
Yeah. No, but it's not going to be pretty, that's for sure. Dane Shogabay, Coach Shogabay, down on the ice tending to Henham. But he got rocked.
He sure did, and he is. I think if he could favor his entire body, he probably would. But
and you got the Roseau crew here, the Roseau ref crew from Section 8.
All right, it's 2-1. Jamison at 9:06.
Like I said, that next goal will change the complexion.
It will.
And the complexion's looking pretty clear right now. If you're East Side Hockey, they got some momentum, that's for sure.
Let's get the goal.
They call Pesh. He's looking for Panzer. Panzer made the pass.
Yes, he did. So I'm wondering.
No.
Now they give Schmidberg. No, that was Panzer.
That was Panzer. Right off the heel of his stick.
And play in the Warroad zone, and here's Curtis. Long pass will go all the way down the ice.
That's the right call.
And it's an icing call.
It was close to the player, but he didn't even see it.
And he was turned away from it, too.
I think Pesh should get the second assist on that, and I think Panzer should get the first assist. We'll see if I can convince the official score to change that one.
It's good to be the king, isn't it?
It is nice to be the king in this situation. I'm going to change it, but I'll discuss with the scorekeeping team between periods.
Oh, the puck got behind Norris on the shot from the point by Magner and just trickled wide of the goal. Now Magner centers it. That's blocked, and here comes Warroad, a pass up the middle and over the line, and that's James that is bodied off the puck. Runs up the slot and out to center. And with 7:08 to go, it's controlled by Lund, and he winds up running into Brock Schultz.
This one's getting fun, Jeff.
Yeah, it sure is.
Getting fun. This is what we came here for.
And now out to center. And here's Lund. Playing it ahead and shot in by James. Now behind the net, here's Lovejoy. Playing it ahead, and that is deflected, and it does not leave the playing surface. Back behind the net, Magner. Feeding to the right, and now tipped ahead and out to center.
keeping a close eye on that Warroad bench. Standing on the bench, appearing as if he wants to go back on the ice, is Henham.
Well, I think you're going to.
I'm not saying he's going on the ice, but he looks like he's ready.
All right, here's a pass, and that's blocked, and it's a 2-on-1 with a trailer. Here comes East Grand Forks, a shot and a save made off Jace 4, and they get a 3-on-1, and they get a shot outside the dots for their trouble.
I think Forey was trying to do a pass off the pad there. He shot it, 18 inches off the ice, but just didn't get it low enough to get it off Norris's pillows.
We have a stoppage with exactly 6 minutes to go. We'll take a break. It's 2-1 Warroad here on Friday Night Ice in the Youth Hockey Hub.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Back in Thief River Falls, they went on without us.
It's kind of funny, actually.
It is. Rappentine to the near.
Referees just drop the puck.
Yep. Enough of this television stuff. Now back deep in the zone. Rappentine with it. Clears out to center. And now here comes Mooney Shagabe over the line. And he gets by B. Sharp angled shot. And Rockstad watched it go wide. Now in the near circle. Rink wide pass. And here is Jamison, the goal scorer for East Grand Forks. He goes in, takes the backhand, and winds up putting it off the goaltender.
That's the same guy we ripped for not taking backhand. Just took a backhand.
Here's a 2-on-1 for Warroad. A centering pass. They score. Lund. There was just enough going on there as the puck went off a stick laying on the ice, and Ryan Lund knocked it in for his 8th goal of the season.
I can't say that I've ever seen that before, Jeff. Mooney Shagabe with a perfect saucer pass that's on a broken stick, and Lundy fires it home right off the stick into the net. It's 3-1 Warroad.
Let's take a look at this. There's the saucer. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Great pass by Mooney Shagabe on that one.
And some fine concentration.
A little bit like his older brother, Jason, with that saucer pass. Jason, a great passer, one of the best I've ever seen in high school hockey broadcasting career.
So, of course, Warroad trying for back-to-back Mr. Hockey trophies.
Jason's nephew, Carson, a bona fide favorite to win it this year.
Let's get the announcement. So it is just Shagabe with the only assist, and that's
correct.
Like saying the atomic bomb was made by just Oppenheimer. As we get a face-off coming up at center ice. 4:36 to go in the second period. It's 3-1 Warroad.
We got our face-off coming now. Guess there's no TV timeout. Confusion reigns everywhere.
It's chaos.
It is chaos.
Everybody needs a little chaos. All right, face-off is pulled back into the East Grand Forks zone. Schmaltz over to Bees, and now East Grand Forks has the same size mountain to climb as they did after allowing the goal to Pilgrim. And now behind the net, Brock Schultz does the now you see me, now you don't. Gets around a couple of players. Now comes in front. Here's a chance, and that's a 4x6 for Brock Schultz, and it is 3-2.
Got ourselves a racehorse hockey game now. You could feel that one coming. They turned it over. They were sloppy in the D zone, and East Side just made them pay. And another potential Mr. Hockey candidate right there. Brock Schultz finishes it off. That was a 4x6, like you said. He had the whole net to himself.
Terrific pass from Jace Van Epps. And the presence of mind to throw it back across the slot. He had a glorious chance, and he gave it up for a perfect chance. And now it's a one-goal game again. So I guess the answer to the question was, yeah, they'll do just fine after being challenged as it's shot back into the East Grand Forks zone. Bees goes back for it, plays up the near side boards and a pass to center. And here comes, let's get the announcement here. Schultz with the goal, and I think Van Epps. Okay, they are adding a second assist to Cooper Hills. And now, with less than 4 minutes to go, East Grand Forks comes out, plays it in with Jace Forey, and now puck comes to the blue line. And finally played rink wide, where it's picked up by Magner. And then Jace Panzer will turn and play it back in. Norris. Now at center ice. Puck shot into the zone and a save made by Rockstad. 3:14 to go. Oh, a long pass as they tried to swing Jamison on a breakaway. It came onto the goaltender. And now it does come out to center. And here comes Warroad over the line. Mooney Shagabe again. And that winds up going behind the net to the near side. Pass to center. Oh, and Jamison could not control that cleanly as Hard picks it up. And now plays to Sutherland. Back. And it's shot in by Hard, and it winds up going behind the net. Taking the long way there is Pesh. And he is taken in against the boards. Now ushered back to the corner there for Magner. Centering pass intercepted. And they throw it up the middle, and they put it right on the stick of Lund, which there's got to be better ways to make a living than that. And now it's cleared out to center ice as Pilgrim plays it over to the left side. 2:17 to go. Now here comes Schultz back. Schultz over the line, throws it in front.
Nice play.
And now back to the left point, and a shot winds up off the traffic from Corbett. And now out to center ice with 2 minutes to go in the second period. Want to stick around for the third in this one, I'm quite certain, as puck comes to the near boards, held in and played down by Schultz. And here's Lund. And again, a turnover, and it's picked up by Jamison. He scores! Boy, they, beating Warroad, have played fast and loose in their own end, and it's cost them twice in the last several minutes of this period.
Their forecheck has been tough all night long, and there's another one. Yeah, it looks like a turnover, but it's just suffocating pressure by the Green Wave. It started in the first period, and I think it's starting to wear down Warroad here late in the second period. We're tied 3-3.
15:25 is the time of the goal. Jamison's second of the game, 9th of the season. Here comes Warroad back, and a shot by Pilgrim goes over the top. And now, let's get the announcement. Unassisted goal, his 9th goal of the season. And with 1:12 to go, it's loose on the near side and played in. Chasing after it is Schultz. Oh, and a centering pass comes all the way through to the right point. Bees goes around behind the net to the near side for Schultz as we hit the last minute of the period. To the left point, and breaking his stick there was Corbett. And now played on out to center ice. So Corbett playing without a stick. Comes in front, and it's picked up there by Muhlbrock, who clears it back out to center ice. And that allows the East Grand Forks player Corbett to get a new stick and head to the bench. Here's a chance and a close-in save on Pilgrim. Centering pass comes through with 34 seconds to go. Follow-up shot gloved by Rockstad. And you can just feel the ebb and flow here. 3-3 with 32.3 seconds to go in the second period.
Grade A, grade A, grade A. A grade A game, grade A chances for both teams. I would not want to be a goaltender tonight.
Oh.
There's been so many loose chances either way.
You're kind of playing for survival.
Called unassisted goal. I would call that a team assist on that one. Their team has been penetrating, working over these Warroad D. And I think one of the key plays was was the injury. You know, they established that forecheck. And ever since that big check on Henham, I feel like East Side's really kind of found their game.
We have a whistle and a face-off coming back in the East Grand Forks zone with 16.9 seconds to go in what has become a wild contest, 3-3. Well, we still only had one penalty in this game.
Only one, yeah, but there's been plenty of hits.
Yes. Now cleared back to the corner by Schultz. Behind the net, Cole Bees up the near side, and centering pass is tipped away by Magner. Comes out to center with 5 seconds to go in the period, and East Grand Forks will rink wide to center ice, and that is the end of the second period. 3-3 the score. Shots are even at 23. East Grand Forks had a 14-12 advantage in the second period. And goals, Pilgrim and Lund for Warroad, Jamison twice, and Schultz for East Grand Forks. And now we have Peter Rodney down at the bench. And
with Tyler Palmasino.
Yep, we'll go ahead and send it over to Peter Rodney.
Coach Tyler Palmasino. Tyler, you're on the board, and you get an assist from freshman Jace Panzer. Had his first varsity goal last night. He gets an assist tonight. What kind of spark has he provided to your team?
Yeah, he has the ability to make some plays, and he made a good one there in the second to get us going.
All right, you said on the bench, low to high, low to high. Can you explain to the folks at home what you're trying to accomplish in the offensive zone?
Yeah, I mean, once we get some O-zone possession and they suck down a little bit, we want to go low to high up to our D. And I thought that was a good period for us. Going down 2-0, coming back, going down 3-1, responding that way. Those jerseys are really nice that you got us. We finally got them a little greasy.
Well, thank you for that. I certainly appreciate it. That's East Grand Forks head coach Tyler Palmasino. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hockey's a very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ, or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Sophie Whelan was a musician, a three-sport athlete, and a great student who was involved on the student council. In July of 2021, at age 14, Sophie took her own life. Like many teens, her parents and those closest to Sophie had no idea. Shortly after Sophie passed, her family and friends launched Sophie Squad to help more young people with their mental health. One of those closest to Sophie is UMD hockey star Gabby Hughes.
Know that people want to listen, people want to support you. The people around you are in your life for a reason because they love you and they care about you. So being able to know that can be hard, but really engrave that in your mind and know that people do want to listen. Even if you are afraid to talk, there's always somebody there.
In 2 years, Sophie Squad has served over 3,000 students, raised $270,000, and donated $50,000 to the Children's Hospital for a new inpatient mental health center.
Her personality was very bubbly, she was smiley, and she always did everything for the people around her.
We're here in between periods with Darnell Tweet. How you doing today, Darnell?
I'm okay. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. We're glad to have you wearing the jersey.
Yeah.
Your husband's name on the back. Your son Carson's wearing it too.
Yep.
It's a pretty special night.
Yeah, it is.
I want to get to know how you and Michael got to know each other. Small town, but big kid like Michael. How'd you guys get to know each other?
So grew up together, classmates. Yep, dated. Started dating.
I saw a prom picture in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
One prom, one frosty, couple homecomings.
Was it the white frosted
the
chips?
white frosted chips,
It had
long
to be
hair.
it, right?
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
had to be it, for sure.
Yes.
But what a guy. I mean, what a guy. My favorite part about Michael, and there was a lot, his heart for hockey was great. We got we have matching hearts.
Right.
But it was his smile.
Oh, yeah.
He warmed up the rink when I went in there. Tell me a little bit about his smile and what he did for others with his heart.
Light up a room with his smile. No matter how upset or mad I was at him, he just flashed me that smile and those green eyes.
All over.
all over.
I know,
all over, absolutely.
I know
yeah.
the feeling. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
So I know since his loss, all of our losses, a lot of people have stepped up, and I know the community of Warroad has been on your side and had your back. Talk a little bit about that.
And not
what it
just
means
Warroad, just any surrounding communities from Thief to East Side to Roseau to I have friends in Bemidji and Alexandria and everywhere. Just unbelievable, unbelievable.
Tell me about it. What have people done for you? I mean, you told me a couple things. I was like blown away. Propane bills.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You name it.
My propane bill has been paid for a year. Our electricity bill has been paid for a year. For 3 months, I didn't mow my grass.
And some angel came and hung the lights too.
Yes, somebody came and hung my Christmas lights. I was really worried about not being able to have my Christmas lights up for Christmas, and taken care of. Done. Yes, don't have to worry about that. So,
well, what about
the people Venmoing, the gift cards, the food, it's living in the community of Warroad. There's no better place.
That's spectacular. Well, we're looking forward to a great game tonight. Your boy's going to have a great game. Thanks for being here.
I hope so. Thanks for having me.
Darnell Tweet from Warroad.
From the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Since 1933, 3 generations of Kozlaks have wined and dined Minnesotans with great food and impeccable service. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's is open for happy hour, dinner, and a tasty weekend brunch. With a world-class bar and a spectacular outdoor patio, your dining experience will be both memorable and delicious.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Them bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
From the get-go.
Well, my, how the tides have turned after the first period. East Grand Forks explodes for 3 goals in the second frame. Tony, it's a tie game right now, but it feels like East Grand Forks has all the momentum going into period number 3.
Oh, all of it. And I think it was a big hit on the boards on Wyatt Henham that turned the tides. I know that Warroad did get another goal to make it 3-1, but it felt like that gave them the momentum that's going into the third period. It's always one big play, one big hit, and that was the big hit that we saw here on the side. And it looks like Wyatt's going to be back for the third period.
Well, that's good news. A big hit leads to a big goal, and who's there on the assist? The freshman Jace Panzer. He got his first varsity goal last night in a win over Fargo Davies. He gets an assist tonight to spark the Green Wave. Tony, what kind of energy has Jace Panzer given East Grand?
I think he's been fantastic tonight. every time he's on the ice, he seems to make things happen, whether it be a forecheck, a pass, or a shot on goal. Smart kid, got a lot of hockey, pedigree.
With those bloodlines.
Not with just his dad and brother, but his uncles and his great-grandpa. I mean, this is a hockey family here.
I'm talking, of course, about Jeff Panzer, Jackson Panzer, and Jay Panzer, all the Panzers contributing to those bloodlines for Jace. I would also like to go back.
You left off Fido Purper.
Who did I forget?
Fido Purper, one of the greatest
That sounds like a made-up character.
An American who played in the NHL.
Ryan Rockstad, the goaltender for East Grand Forks, 2 huge saves early in that second period. That almost set the stage for those goals.
Absolutely. What a great performance by these guys so far tonight.
I would say if I had a note on Warroad, it would be clear those guys out of those high percentage areas. All 3 East Grand goals coming below the dots in close to the crease.
Off of turnovers. It's been 3 turnovers, 3 goals for East Side. They're being opportunistic. We talked about Warroad being opportunistic. It's been East Side so far in this game making hay out of other teams' mistakes.
Another piece I was impressed with East Grand Forks, their ability to play the puck with their skates. I can't tell you how many times a pass might be a few inches off. It's caught with the skates right to the stick and a shot or a scoring chance coming off of that.
Cole Bees was doing one of these hacky sack plays with the puck on the blue line. Amazing.
Cole Bees not out of place on a college campus in the late 90s playing hacky sack. That'll do it for our second intermission recap. We'll now go to a word from our sponsors.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Since 1933, 3 generations of Kozlaks have wined and dined Minnesotans with great food and impeccable service. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's is open for happy hour, dinner, and a tasty weekend brunch. With a world-class bar and a spectacular outdoor patio, your dining experience will be both memorable and delicious.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
At Hammermade, our Made You Look shirts aren't just superior, they also make getting dressed easy. We favor smart design over passing trends, so your look stays timeless and on point. Season after season, we make the perfect shirt for every day of the week and commitment on your calendar. During this time of year, make sure your loved ones are unwrapping Hammermade.
Back at Ralph Engelstad Arena. Peter Rodney is the picture of sartorial perfection. We saw the promo there as you get the handsome jackets.
From Hammermade?
Yes.
Jackets, you got the tie, you got the pocket square, the custom shirts. They're trying to put lipstick on a monkey. And the monkey looks pretty darn good tonight. Isn't that the term? A pig? Monkey? Whatever it is.
Ready to go with the third period. Rosemount and Hermantown goalless after one period. Up in Hermantown Arena. Ready to go?
I'm ready.
And let's see how it turns out as it's shot on into the Warroad in by Pesh. Cleared up the near side. And James, rink wide. And Hardwick shoots it in. Now banked off the wall to center ice. And picked up there by Will Hardwick and shoots it back in. Bees chasing after it. He will get there first. Chops up the wall. And now Van Epps can't play it. It comes out to center ice anyway. And played back to the line, controlled by Pesh. And now shot on into the Warroad zone, which will allow East Grand Forks to finish a change. Cleared up the near side, and here's Pilgrim. Break wide pass to center off sticks, and Bees will chop it back in. Back behind the net, Braden Honfett. Loose in the left corner, centers it, and it's bouncing in front, and a chance for Jamison for a hat trick. Here's a drive right on from the right point by Schmaltz. And a face-off as Norris makes the save.
We were talking about the D that I like so much on East Grand Forks. You got Corbett. He's kind of like the Swiss Army knife. He can kind of do anything. They got the bigger guys, Beast and Pesh. It's a great blue line. I think if they are served well, if they're able to get to the state tournament, they'll be a tough team to beat with that defensive depth.
Here's a shot that goes wide by Schmaltz from the faceoff.
Talked a lot about Magner already, right? The converted forward.
Yep. And over the line, and there's Lund. Was he ever a forward?
Ryan Lund is a rover back. If there was a football term, he'd be the rover back. He just goes wherever he wants. So, yeah, I could say he's a forward.
He's a wildcat.
Yes.
Yes. And over the line, here comes East Grand Forks. A shot right on from Magner and a face-off.
And Jamison gives Norris a little snow bath there.
Yes. You're not supposed to do that.
In that case, it was legal. I mean, he wasn't doing it. He was coming hard at the net, stopped, and he's there to make a play, right?
He is indeed.
He's there to make a play for a loose puck. If the puck wasn't loose.
I speak tongue-in-cheek, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But
there are times if you did that, you could get called.
Yes.
For a penalty, no question.
It is all about context. As it's played on out to center ice, Bees, and it's backhanded on into the zone by Forey. It goes back behind the Warroad goal, and after it in the corner is Hardwick. Plays it ahead, and now the Warriors to center ice. Stepping ahead, and then losing the puck there was Dominic Anthony, number 2. So the fourth line getting a shot. And now it's lifted on into the zone, and it's going to be chased down behind the Warroad goal. 14:34 to go, third period, 3-3 to score. And a rink-wide pass.
Beautiful pass.
Poked out to center. Hills at a swipe at it, now shot back in. Rockstad steers it behind the net. Here's Corbett.
That was not an easy save for Rockstead. That was a knuckleball bouncer from 97 feet out.
Now here's Hills. Plays it back to the left point, down with a glove by Magner. And around to the right point, and now finally it's going to be shot all the way down. And that will be icing on Warroad with 13:57 to play in the third period. Shots are 25-24.
It's been a dead even game.
Yes, it has.
Even though there was a 2-goal lead for Warroad, you never felt that east side was out of it.
No, they've got pedigree, and they showed it in that second period. D-to-D pass. Here's a shot by Magner that goes wide of the mark. Now behind the net. Schultz loose in a slot, and a shot, a save made. Not much on it from Hills. To be fair, he was being tied up.
Mauled.
Yes.
Mauled would be a nice word.
That would be an okay word. As Lund picks it up now, working left to right, hits the red line. Comes in over the line, takes the shot, saved by Rockstad. And now it's cleared back out to neutral ice. Pilgrim over to the right, now shot on into the zone, saved by Rockstad.
You know, they think he might have broke the mold when they made Ryan Lund as a hockey player. They didn't. There's another one coming up named Connor, plays not as tall as Ryan, but he's a rover back, just tough to handle type player.
Centering pass.
What'd you
and
call him? You
What?
called Ryan
Wildcat.
Lund? Wildcat. It's another Wildcat. A little smaller Wildcat, but
Yes.
it's darn good.
To use the football analogy.
Ooh, referee caught that one. Coach Pommel tried to sneak a new defenseman in there and sent him back. He is not the home team. They have home colors, but they are not the home team.
And a shot goes off the blocker pad.
Which is really hard for the referees if you think about it.
Yes. Here's a shot right on. And
Barneson.
again,
Barneson had a great game in the Cathedral game that I called, Jeff.
Yep.
He was not only did he have a goal and an assist, but he was very, very opportunistic in that game at the MAC in St. Cloud a couple Saturdays ago.
Face off to the right of Ben Norris. 12:48 left.
There's
in the third.
Henham in the net, on the ice taking the draw.
Yep, there's a shot and a save made off Bees. And it comes right back to Bees at the left point. He tries again, and it winds up skittering wide of the goal to the far side, now banked off the wall. And East Grand Forks will play it back out to neutral ice. Now they carry over the line. And it winds up off Lovejoy to the near corner. And finally picked up there. And here is Warroad trying to carry out Mooney Shogabay. Here he comes to the near side. And here is Henham taking a shot, and that's saved. And now it's centered, comes all the way through to the far side. Here's Grappentine. He plays it down. And Schmaltz has his man tied up. And now played around behind the net. Bees has it there. Banked off the wall. And finally played back all the way down the ice. That will be an icing call against East Grand Forks with 11:55 to go.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
In life, we all need a little help to reach our summit. Whatever your summit looks like, it's easier to reach when your body is strong and healthy. At Summit Orthopedics, our team of highly specialized physicians listens to and values every one of our patients. We take a conservative approach to care to get you back to your healthy and active lifestyle. Reach your summit. Summit Orthopedics. Visit summitortho.com to make an appointment today.
I think a force for good.
Back at Ralph Engelstad. The Little Ralph here in Thief River Falls. 3-3 with 11:55 to go. Can't ask for anything more finely poised than that as Tavin James comes on to take the face-off against Schultz. And the Green Wave controls. Corbett. Now it runs up to the high slot and played around by Hontvet behind the goal. Finally, it's chipped ahead. And here comes East Grand Forks. This is Schultz. Over the line. Schultz puts a move on. Gets around his man, Ryan Lund. Here's a shot from the point, and it winds up off in the corner. Interesting one-on-one battle there.
Yeah. Schultz and Lund.
And
A lot of star power.
Played in by James, and after it there is Corbett behind the goal. Lays it ahead, and then played back down by Lund. And after it there is Magner, 11 minutes and 5 seconds to go, and a centering or a breakout pass winds up getting tipped all the way down the ice. And now Warroad will come back. And there's a stop. Now played over to the far side, Varnson. For East Grand Forks, he takes it behind the net. He's squeezed out there by Hontvet. And now Warroad will backhand one to neutral ice. And it's picked up there by Pesch. Clears now to Lund on the far side, and Lund tries to play it in. Finally gets some help there from James, who does play it in. And here comes East Grand Forks back, and that is tipped by Lund back deep, and it's going to be picked up. Panzer takes a shot, and it was deflected. Weak shot onto the goaltender. Now loose at the right edge, and Panzer tried to play it in front. Now loose at the blue line, and here's Pesch. Another stick on the ice. It's a little bit ragged at the moment.
Both teams.
As Hardwick plays it over. Lund. To be fair, they're getting some huge minutes.
Oh, gosh. Someone told me that Ryan Lund played 50 of 57 minutes in the Cathedral loss.
Wow.
Yeah, think about that.
I mean, now here comes East Grand Forks back. Mulebrook closing in, and his centering pass is blocked by Will Hardwick. Now cleared to the left point, and a stick save there by Norris. And a Deke leader in front of the goal. And that was a good hit thrown by Foray. Now here comes East Grand Forks back. Less than 10 minutes to play. Shot on goal and a save made by Norris.
Those minutes would make Ryan Suter blush.
They would. I've been reading about Brock Faber getting all these minutes.
He's 30 minutes a game.
30 minutes a game, but then you look at a kid getting 50.
Yeah, well, it's a little different.
Yes.
I once saw Ethan Frisch play an entire game for the Moorhead Spuds in the Bantam AA semifinals. We went to double overtime that they ended up winning.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a wow moment. He just kept looking over at the bench, waving at him like, I'm good, I'm good.
Now a centering pass a little bit too far for Hills. And Warroad back down the near wing. Here's James. Over the line, toe drag, fires, and a save by Rockstad.
A little deception there by Taven James, and I'm not sure Rockstead saw all of that one.
May not have, but pulled back to his little toe drag there to use the defender as a screen.
And it's no surprise Taven's got 8 goals and 11 assists on the season. It's nice to play with Murray Marvin Cordes and Carson Pilgrim. Your numbers will go up.
Here's Pilgrim again shooting. Glove catch by Rockstad. As cool as you please.
Good save. Cordes has 15 points and Carson Pilgrim with 22 points. 10 goals, 12 assists. Has that been edited for this year, or is he already, did he add his 11th today?
That's his 11th right here.
All right. Wow.
Yep.
Good season for Carson Pilgrim.
Not even Christmas
what's going
yet.
on? Referee must have picked something up off the ice. 2 referees and a linesman. State High School League issued system for officials. These are the Roseau officials.
Here's Honfet. And now carrying on, James. Went over skates, then shot back in by Honfet, and it's picked up finally by Bees. 8:20 to go. Plays to the left. Van Epps. Now picked up along the wall by James, and he is seated. And here comes Warroad. The center ice down the near wing. Cordes, and he goes behind the net. There he's headed off by Schultz. Held in at the right point by James, played down the wall. And Lund unable to play it. It finally comes out to center. Less than 8 minutes to go now as it's behind the net for Bees, and he has to run to the corner for it. Now behind the net for Corbett.
Clock is going fast, isn't it, Jeffrey?
It is.
For both teams.
And that's an icing call.
Ooh. That was close.
It was. But
so was the game.
So was the game. That's a great point. So we'll take a face-off back in the East Grand Forks zone to the left of Rockstad.
We don't necessarily have a hero yet in this game, do we?
Not yet. Jamison kind of has his nose in front.
The leader in the clubhouse right now, but there's still a lot of hockey left.
Yes, there is.
Could be 16 minutes of hockey if you add 8 minutes of overtime.
And here comes Varnson in. He centers it, and stick was tied up with the aforementioned Jamison. Now played back behind the goal, and another hit thrown. Back in the left corner, East Grand Forks playing a little more physically. But it's played over to the near boards, and it's chopped into the Warroad bench. We have 7:12 to play.
I'm not sure I would like to go to practice at the East Grand Forks Civic Center. I think there's be some battles going on. From the beginning of practice until the end. These guys are fierce.
Maybe afterwards. Now played back past the Warroad defender Hardwick, who has to chase after it. Plays and it bounds into the slot area. Panzer shoots. Stick save there by Norris, and it's over the glass and out of play.
Someone get a YHH puck with that one.
It's the ultimate sports souvenir.
I'm not sure about that, but it is nice that we have our own logoed pucks. I love when I'm shooting photography and I get a picture with the YHH puck going into the net. It's always a bonus, right?
Indeed. Face off to the left of Norris. And through traffic and wide from Magner. Now picked up along the wall, and Cordes plays it, and it's going to wind up right back deep in the Warroad end. They'll bank it off the glass. It's played out to center, where controlled by Beese. He feeds the center circle, and then it's played back by Hills. That goes into the Warroad zone. 6:38 to go. Now backhanded out to center. And here comes Pilgrim. Over the line. Threw it across. That was deflected. It comes to the left point, and here's a drive right, actually just past the goal by Lund. Now Pilgrim. That's wide. 6:15 to go. And that's picked up. Here's James working to his right. Bees is on him. Plays it down behind the net for Schmaltz. And East Grand Forks has control. Pass to the near side, right on the tape for Hills. He's got a player breaking for the net. The pass to him is a little too far for Schultz. And now in the near corner, East Grand Forks finishing a change, and Warroad will play the puck to the blue line, where it's held in by Mulebrook. No, it's offside with 5:49 left in regulation time now. Let's take a break. From Engelstad Arena, it's 3-3 on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Hockey's a very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism, but by and large, really creativity. You have lots of great athletes, but you don't have lots of great hockey players, and the biggest separator is what they call hockey IQ, or intelligence, and that's the ability to really process information quickly, make decisions.
IT band, patellofemoral stress fractures, and plantar fasciitis are probably the biggest running issues that we see. And I think that depending on the runner, if it's someone who's a really seasoned runner, who's been a runner their whole life, it could be as simple as a shoe change. And that's enough of a subtle difference for them. Or they change distances. I used to be more of a 10K half marathon person, now I want to be a marathoner. And a lot of people just do too much too soon. I think overuse is a big thing.
5:49 left in the third period in Thief River Falls, and it's a 3-3 game. As advertised, number 3 versus number 5 in our Youth Hockey Hub rankings in Class A. And here we go. Face-off win for Schultz. Played into the Warroad zone. After it there, Lund. Played up the wall and now out to center. And then controlled by Corbett, who plays it back in. Off to the near side boards. Players from both teams in. And now it's a 4-car pileup along the wall there. And finally, a nice play by Schultz to win that puck, and he plays it around, but there's no one on the other side. And it comes out to center. Controlled there by Magner. Off the boards and in deep, and no icing.
The one nice thing about the TV timeouts, you get that fresh first line versus first line look.
Mm-hmm.
2 more times a period.
Now played back into the East Grand Forks zone, and Magner stops in the right corner, banks it off the wall. Jamison, and now Magner again out to center ice, and here comes East Grand Forks. Jamison, check that. Barnson over the line, and then he is bumped off the puck. And here comes James back for Warroad. Throws it into the slot area, and it comes through to Jamison. Now Jamison will lift a little pass over on the left for Jace Panzer, who will chase it down in the corner. Sharp angle, centering pass, puck laying loose. And finally it's picked up by James and played to center ice, and here's a break-in attempt. And it's going to wind up going behind the net.
It's our guy Drayden Johnson again.
Yep.
He liked how it felt to score his first varsity goal. Wants to feel it again.
I feel like, yes, that would be a great a great feeling.
Talk about a hero, right?
Yes, especially against a rival. 4 minutes and 4 seconds to go. And out to center. Played back in, and now here's Lovejoy. Banking it ahead, and that is going to be icing.
That could have been waved. That could have been waved. We're here for the duration now.
We are.
No more TV timeouts. Except between regulation and overtime, we'll get a 2-minute break. Thanks to our crack crew here in Thief River Falls. 14 members of our staff came up, 12 men and 2 women. And they're all playing a huge role, except maybe Danny Ryan. He's just standing out in the penalty box. Trying to get steel jerseys from Thief River Falls cage down underneath there.
Now a shot goes wide from Sam Hard. And loose in the left corner, cleared behind the net for Magner. Playing up the wall to the near side, Hills. Now over the line they come. Schultz has half a step. Now closes in, takes the shot. It's loose. And finally it's under the goaltender.
No goal judge down there. But there was something black. He's got black gloves, black pads, black skates. There was a lot of black down there near the goal line, but no signal from the referees.
There it is again. And he leaned back and the puck came out from between his feet.
Yeah, I didn't see it cross, but there was a lot going on.
3:19.
And you know, when the puck gets close to the goal, the defending team doesn't see it in, and the offensive, everyone.
Agreed.
There are people, fans that aren't alive anymore, that can see that the puck goes in the net from the offensive team. It's crazy what ghosts can do.
Are those the people that vote twice, too?
Yes, something like that.
All right, throws in front of the net, and here's Lund laying it out to center ice. Long reach there. Pokes the puck free. And now played back, and that is Cole Bees. Has to go up the wall. And now picked up by Panzer. He comes in 2-on-2, Jamison, and Panzer winds up going out of play. So we get a face-off.
In this sequence, since we came back from the break, I've seen 3 lazy plays from each team. Now, lazy plays come from fatigue and fear of getting killed. And there's been a lot of body checks on both sides of the ice tonight, and that takes its toll. It definitely takes its toll on you.
Ooh, and there's a sneaky little shot from the face-off. Now it comes up the slot, and here's Warroad out to center ice. Cordes over the line, gets around a man going in, he shoots, and a save by Rockstad. And he kept the puck in front of him and kept it out of the net.
What a save, what a play by MMC there. Deked through 2 defenders and somehow got the puck on net.
Face off to the left of Rockstad. 2:36 left in the third. Now here's Lund. Centers. Loose. Ooh. And finally picked up there by Forey. And now he plays it rink wide to center ice. Now East Grand Forks will shoot it on in and head for a change. 2:17 left. Play in the left corner of their zone. And now play to the point. Held in, and now a centering pass is tipped over to the far circle. A shot. And it winds up going behind the net as Magner snuck in and had a good chance.
Good chance there for Panzer.
Now played back in. Less than 2 minutes to go. Rink wide to center. Now here comes James over the line. Cuts to the slot. Follow-up chance. Oh, boy. Big play there by 27, Nick Corbett, to drop and block that shot. Now played back into the zone. Panzer chasing after it. With a minute and a half to go in regulation time. It comes out to center. And Shagabe over the line. Played it ahead for Cordes, and it's broken up. Now loose at the left edge, and a shot save made by, oh, he had no idea where that follow-up came from Lund. And now it's cleared all the way down the ice, and we're going to get an icing call with 1:15 to go.
Wow, what an exchange there. 2 loose pucks in the slot. That last one by Ryan Lund did hit something in front of the net. I'm not sure who it was. Whoever it is, that person will feel it tomorrow morning. A full-on cannon slap shot by Ryan Lund in the shin pads, deflects into the corner. We're still tied 3-3 here from Ralph Engelstad Arena.
Puck goes to the far wall. And Warroad trying to come in front. Now a shot winds up going wide of the goal from Shagabe. And now Magner. Last minute of play in regulation time. Over to the far side, and here's Van Epps. Now played out, and here comes Schultz. Over the line to Foray. Top of the circle. It tries a slap shot, and his stick was checked. Comes
by
out.
Hennem.
Yes, who's back, obviously, on the ice. Good to see that. And now flipped high in the air and down at center ice, picked up by Lund. 38 seconds to go. Here's a shot and a glove catch by Rockstad.
They will play an 8-minute overtime. I think it's a 2 or 3 minute break in between. Kind of depends on what rink you're at for overtime.
And we're going to get a timeout here, too.
Timeout.
And that is going to be East
Tyler
Grand Forks
Palmasino calls a timeout.
At Hammermade, our Made You Look shirts aren't just superior, they also make getting dressed easy. We favor smart design over passing trends, so your look stays timeless and on point. Season after season, we make the perfect shirt for every day of the week and commitment on your calendar. During this time of year, make sure your loved ones are unwrapping Hammermade.
Now you look at the East Grand Forks bench as they take the timeout. 35 seconds to go in regulation. Excuse me.
Cool? Yeah, but
all right, face-off coming up to the left of the goal. Now Pilgrim comes to the left edge for the face-off, and now played up the wall. Van Epps going to pin it against the boards. And now played to the right point for Lund. Down the wall he comes. 19 seconds to go, and the puck is flipped high in the air to center, and now picked up. Here's a 3-on-2 if they hurry, and now they come in over the line as Van Epps goes to the corner. They get no shot, and here comes Warroad back with 7 seconds to go. It's James over the line. Penalty coming on Cole Bees as the third period comes to an end.
what a call. What a call at the end of the game by the official. Truly was, by the definition, was interference. The puck carrier, Taven James, did not have it, but there was like 2 seconds left in the game, and he hammered it in the boards. It was the correct call, a crucial call. It will send Warroad to the power play in the first of for 2 minutes, the first of the 8 minutes of the extra session. We will have a 2-minute break. We'll be back here in just a minute from Thief River Falls for overtime.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and develop pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture.
How do we do it? When we step out on the ice? Is it just because we're told to? No. We keep working hard and working together, giving 110 at practice and 120 on game day. Struggling to overcome and never giving up. We know the jersey matters.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
We're ready to go with overtime. Warroad's power play 12 for 29 to start the season. That's 41%. East Grand Forks penalty kill is 27 for 29. That's 93%. And Warroad will start overtime with a man advantage as it's played into the East Grand Forks zone. Magner will clear at the length of the ice. So regulation couldn't decide it. And we'll see if overtime can. Over the line, and this is Cordes. Leaves a drop pass. James back down to Cordes. And they play catch again. James centers it, and that winds up going off the traffic and wide, and it's cleared.
If East Side is able to kill this off, I think that might give them a little momentum in the final 6.
And now here comes Warroad back. Their power play is half over. Pilgrim hits the line, throws it in front, tipped by Lund, and picked up by East Grand Forks. Van Epps shoots it ahead. Now James goes back in against Schultz, cleared around to neutral ice. And here's Lund over the line. Lund is shouldered to the ice by Foray. 40 seconds in the power play. And the puck is cleared again, all the way back down the ice.
Warroad power play seems to be a little anemic here. They're just kind of out of gas.
Can you blame them?
No.
I mean, this game has been played at a pretty high level. And now Jamison.
Jamison Foray, not exactly what you want to see right now.
And
there's your interference call. They want it back. I don't blame Coach Palmasino.
And now here is Pilgrim.
Actually, he was the least animated on the bench. Coach Palmasino.
Oh, he hit the crossbar. Follow-up shot hits the outside of the net. And the penalty is over. East Grand Forks is at full strength. And they survive by the hair on their chinny chin chin as shot winds up going off the crossbar. Here comes Warroad. And here's a shot. Save made off Wyatt Henham by Rockstad. And now played out to center ice. And here comes Hills. Over the line. Hills diving, trying to play it ahead. And Van Epps has it with 5.5 to go. Now played back in. And Hardwick. Played out to center, and now they have 4 wide as they come in. And now here's Schmaltz, and he can't get forward as the puck is picked up and cleared all the way back into the East Grand Forks zone. Bees will chase it, no icing. Puts on the brakes. Now feeds the right, and Panzer relays to center. Jamison will chase after it. Can he get there? No, and it's icing with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to play in overtime.
2 crucial plays there. Obviously the crossbar shot by Ryan Lund from half court, and then what could have been another interference call going the other way on Warroad that didn't get called. Sorry, I turned into fanboy there, Jeff, on that crossbar shot. It was just sometimes you turn into a fan, right? You want exciting finishes.
It was impressive. And now cleared. Varnson banks it ahead, looking there for Lovejoy, for Jamison. Now a shot. He goes off the skate of Bees and wide. Goes behind the net, cleared to Panzer on the near side. And Panzer lays it ahead, no icing. As Hard comes back for it with 4:43 to go. barely missed the referee in a clearing attempt, and now it comes in over the line. James double teamed and falls. Picked up there by Varnson behind the goal. Now played ahead, and East Grand Forks banks it ahead for Panzer. It's tied up in the official skates, and Panzer will play it in deep. Or as deep as it goes, I guess, with 4:20 to go. And now here comes Cordes over the line. Lost it, and Hills plays it across to the far side. And finally, Pilgrim can't hold it in. Now here comes East Grand Forks back. 2-on-2 with the trailer. And a shot from the wing boards and a stick save by Norris. Puck comes up the slot, and James has it for Warroad to Lund. Over the line, and then Lund tried to get around Pesce, who wasn't buying it. And now with 3:52 to go, here comes a shot by Magner. Save made by Norris, and then it's shot all the way down the ice right on goal.
I think they wanted icing there and didn't get it. Right?
Yes.
They were clearing the puck to get a break, and it went right on net. And almost got caught on a long change.
Now turned and shot back in by Chance Moe.
We're in the fourth period, which means we switch sides in high school hockey, and which means you get that long change.
Now loose in the corner. Foray is in there. And he goes down. And the East Grand Forks fans scream for a penalty. Now back to neutral ice.
And in the game of hockey, you're looking for that marble.
You are.
And they call the penalty with 3 seconds left in the game, so the marble is definitely in play.
Here's a drive, and Lund really stepped into one but missed the net. Now picked up by Hontvet as we're down to 2:50 to go, and it comes all the way back. Deflected, so no icing, as Shagabe goes behind the goal for Warroad. Now feeds the circle. Henham comes in front, and it's picked up, and here's Magner coming back. Over the line. Plays it behind the net. Panzer going in there for it. Now picked up, and trying to center it there was Varnson. He's having trouble there with Hard. 2:22 to go. Pass for Bees. He closes. He shoots. He missed the net. Rebound. Comes to the half wall on the far side. Schmaltz pinching in. He's battling with Henham, his opposite number, and now the puck picked up by the Green Wave. A centering pass, and Jamison can't shoot. Long pass ahead. It's a breakaway for Pilgrim. Going in. He scores! Carson Pilgrim, and Warroad wins it in overtime. His second goal of the game and his 12th goal of the season.
There are Hollywood directors who couldn't script it any better than that. Jeff Pappas. On a night where we honor his stepfather, he scores 2 goals, including the game winner in overtime, wearing his stepfather's jersey number, with his mother wearing stepfather's jersey in the crowd. It just doesn't get much better than that.
Nope. Let's get the announcement on the goal. And Rory Marvin Cordes gets the assist, the only assist at 5:58 of the second period. Final shots, 36-31 for East Grand Forks. But it doesn't do them any good in the long run as they lose in overtime. Shots in overtime are 3-1 for Warroad, and for the game, 36-31 for East Grand Forks. Well, this was a pretty good Friday night ice.
It really was. It really was. You can't script it much better than that, you know. A good crowd here tonight. Got fans from both sides making their way to Thief River Falls to play in a great barn. And Carson Pilgrim does what Carson Pilgrim does. He is one for the dramatic, and he did it there on a night where his stepfather Michael was honored, and I think he honored him. I think somewhere up in heaven there's a big, gigantic smile. And that guy had a smile, let me tell you about it, smiling down from heaven on us here tonight. Michael, we miss you. And Carson just expressed it better than anyone else possible.
And on that note, we will leave you. We have
I think we're going to get an interview, but I think we're getting a big hug from Grandpa.
Yep.
Son Shaga Bay is hugging him right now, telling how proud he is of him. And I know they'll be coming to an interview here in a second. We'll fill some space here while son.
Very unique sport. I would say it has this blend of toughness and athleticism.
When I say we will leave you, that's the editorial we. We still have.
Yeah, we still got a bunch of work yet ahead of us here.
Yes. And here comes the man of the moment, Carson Pilgrim with Peter Odney.
Live down on the ice with our player of the game. Who else could it be? Carson Pilgrim. 2 goals, including the overtime game winner for his Warroad Warriors. Carson, I know it's an emotional night, but can you take me back to that game winner? What'd you see on that one? Is that your go-to breakaway move, 5-hole?
No, I usually go low glove, but he was kind of covering that side, so, Will Blocker just had to do it. Good play by Murray Marvin Cortez. He picked it off. Found me cutting up the middle and put it right on my tape, and can't ask for anything better. So
couldn't ask for anything else. You guys get a power play going into overtime. Failed to score. Was there a little frustration or doubt on the bench when you didn't score with East Grand Force Cole Bees in the box?
Oh yeah, 100%. When you get a power play, especially in overtime, you got to capitalize on chances. We had a tough time getting it in the zone, but at the end of the day, we found a way to win at an even strength. So.
All right, I know it's a cliche, but I got to ask, to score a goal like that in this building with everyone around, what's going through your mind right now?
Oh, my mind's racing right now. Him not being here, this whole game was for him. We got tweet on the back of our jerseys, and I know he was watching that one, and I know he's got his big smile going on up there right now. So yeah, I just know he's proud of me, and it's a big night for everyone in our community. This whole event was for Michael. There's a reason why we have tweet on the back of our jerseys. So yeah, it's special.
Well, you certainly did him proud tonight. That's our player of the game, Carson Pilgrim. 2 goals and the overtime game winner. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Since 1933, 3 generations of Kozlaks have wined and dined Minnesotans with great food and impeccable service. Located in historic northeast Minneapolis, Jack's is open for happy hour, dinner, and a tasty weekend brunch. With a world-class bar and a spectacular outdoor patio, your dining experience will be both memorable and delicious.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand, or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
At Hammermade, our Made You Look shirts aren't just superior, they also make getting dressed easy. We favor smart design over passing trends, so your look stays timeless and on point. Season after season, we make the perfect shirt for every day of the week and commitment on your calendar. During this time of year, make sure your loved ones are unwrapping Hammermade.
Hello, everybody. Post game. Norman Rockwell couldn't have painted a prettier picture. Hallmark couldn't have made a better movie. Carson Pilgrim with the overtime game winner. Tony, what'd you see from the press box?
It's almost like you were listening to me. That's what I said right after. I go, Hollywood scriptwriter couldn't have done any better than that. You know, wearing his stepfather's jersey number on a night where we honored him. Boy, was Michael honored tonight in sweet, sweet fashion.
And Carson said after the game he knew Michael was watching. He knew he had a big smile on his face. And when he had that breakaway, Michael was screaming, shoot! And that's exactly what Carson Pilgrim did, going 5-hole on a goaltender from East Grand Forks, Ryan Rockstad, who up to that point had been almost unbeatable.
He was fantastic tonight. A couple turnover. It seemed like every goal tonight was a turnover goal, and that one wasn't. It was a pretty feed by Murray Marvin Cordes, right on the tape. Just barely got into his tape, and off to the races he went, scored late in the overtime.
Well, I'm sure everybody. Cole Bees gets called for an interference penalty right at the end of regulation. A 2-minute power play for Warroad. Always good on the power play are the Warriors. You're thinking they're going to score right away on that power play.
I thought they were
and they
anemic.
didn't.
I thought it was a bit anemic power play.
And they didn't. I believe there was a bit of a doubt cast across the building, like if they're not going to score on the power play, then they're not going to score here. Is that the way it felt up here?
It totally felt that way. And actually, Eastside thought they had an interference coming back the other way that didn't get called. And I thought both of those calls were flip of the coin calls. They were tough calls for the refs. They had a lot of tough calls tonight, but they did not become a factor in this game. The players won this game, and the players lost this game fair and square, I thought.
7 straight victories for the Warriors. Moving forward, what do you think this does for their confidence, knowing that they can go on neutral ice, play a top 5 team, and gut it out in the extra session?
I think this session for both teams is important, but it won't define either team by the end of the season. But for right now, going into Christmas break, one team's got a smile and one team's got a frown.
We should also mention Ben Norris, the Warroad netminder, who had an outstanding game for the Warriors.
I thought he was good in the crease. You could see him encouraging his teammates, you know, in the zone. He was directing traffic. You could feel him getting more and more confident as the season goes on. He practically played 0 minutes last year for the Warriors because it was Hammer's net. You can see he's slowly but surely becoming more and more comfortable for the Warriors.
I believe the onlookers tonight saw just the depth that East Grand Forks has. They got 3 lines who can all bang bodies. They can all put the puck in the net, but Warroad, as it so often does, has that one difference maker. Last year it was Jason Shagabe. This year it may be Carson Pilgrim. Carson Pilgrim's got all the tools emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually to take Warroad all the way.
I don't think there's any question about it. We can see them back in the state tournament for the 3rd year in a row.
I also believe we could see them back in the state tournament, and will be back after another word from our sponsors.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot. Generally, the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture.
How do we do it? When we step out on the ice? Is it just because we're told to? No. We keep working hard and working together, giving 110 at practice and 120 on game day. Struggling to overcome and never giving up. We know the jersey matters.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
At Hammermade, our Made You Look shirts aren't just superior, they also make getting dressed easy. We favor smart design over passing trends, so your look stays timeless and on point. Season after season, we make the perfect shirt for every day of the week and commitment on your calendar. During this time of year, make sure your loved ones are unwrapping Hammermade.
Welcome back, everybody. A little scoreboard show. Some scores from around the state to wrap up our broadcast tonight. Laverne over Dodge County, 4-3. The Cardinals spoiling a wonderful performance by Dodge County's Jackson Rothler. I hope I'm saying that correctly. 39 saves on 43 shots.
I think the Cardinals are the favorite in a really competitive 3A this season. They've got goal scoring. We've seen these kids in squirts dating back.
Yes, we have. They play the exact same way.
Yes, they do. High flying.
High flying. Still in progress. Hermantown and Rosemount. Rosemount up 2-1 last we saw in the third period.
A big confidence builder. Rosemount really hasn't had that coming out score. I know that they're Class A, but everybody knows Hermantown's a top 10 team in AA. If they were to pull this one off in the Hawk Dome, it's a big win for Rosemount.
The Irish looking for their 9th win of the season. Speaking of rivalry games, St. Thomas Academy 4, Cretin-Derham Hall 3. The Cadets with the win.
That was at the Chuck. Big win for them. And I think that this is a big statement in 3AA. You know, that's a great section. You know, we already talked about Rosemount.
Mm-hmm. Wayzata and Eden Prairie tie 2-2. That shakes things up in conference.
This is an eye popper. That's an eye popper. I had potentially Wayzata going undefeated this season in a really tough late conference. Somebody forget about Eden Prairie? Teddy Townsend? He gone. They're still here. They keep knocking on the door. I'm impressed. Andrew Earl gone. They're still making it happen. Congratulations to Twigs on a good tie.
That's Mike Terwilliger, the head coach of the Eden Prairie Boys program. One more Class A score to round out on the boys' side at Rockridge 4. Minneapolis 1. The Wolverines continue to plug away.
They are a AA team, and they're starting to play like it. Their Bantams are playing like it. Their boys' high school playing like it. Congratulations to the communities of Eveleth and Virginia and all the rest of those
all the small towns that
make
are
up
enveloped by the Rockridge
School
duo.
District.
On the girls' side of the puck, Hill Murray, a shutout win over Andover, the number 1 ranked Pioneers blank the Huskies.
Does this seem like a little bit of an upset to you?
No.
I think it does. I know they're number 1, but it's still Andover. Andover is still the top of the mountain, but I guess not. I guess I'm wrong.
No, the youth of Hill Murray certainly showing no signs of being intimidated by that blue line of the Huskies.
Grace Jean turns in another great performance. Is she the leader right in the clubhouse right now for senior goalie of the year on the girls' side?
I would say she's the leader, and I would also say by a wide margin.
I think so,
Probably
too.
a 30-save shutout type margin. Eden Prairie and Stillwater, another key game to keep an eye on. As of the last time we looked, it was 1-0. Stillwater leading Eden Prairie, a bit of a red and black battle.
What a fun night of hockey throughout the state of Minnesota. Some good scores, some great games. Tomorrow we get the White Bear Hill, battle. It's going to be a fun weekend as we head right into the holidays, and I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for it, too. It's great to see so many fans here at the Little Ralph. We saw boys, we saw girls. I saw several members of each East Grand Forks and Warroad's girls teams. Maybe some of those players might end up at one of the country's fine Division I women's hockey programs, like our friends at Assumption College. I did get paid to throw in a little bit of a plug for Assumption.
That. Was that an old professor of yours?
Oh, an old professor of mine. And I'd also like to put in a plug.
A terrible golfer, by the way.
You look fantastic.
You did too.
Thank
you to Hammermade for making us look so good tonight. I'm so excited for what we have coming in the new year, and maybe even at the end of the year with our tournament in Prior Lake and our girls Dangle Fest in Blaine. It's going to be a fun holiday season for us and hopefully for you too.
It is, and thank you to Travis Collins and the staff here at the Little Ralph for having us, making us feel so welcome. We hope we've done the same for you. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.
A force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company, everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture.
Why do we do it? When we step out on the ice? Is it just because we're told to? No. We keep working hard and working together, giving 110 at practice and 120 on game day. Struggling to overcome and never giving up. We know the jersey matters.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.